a type of wheat. I'm sorry, what they call soft wheat. And it has very low gluten. That's what you use for cakes. And cakes, you don't want gluten because it would be tough. You don't need structure because you're using chemistry. In cakes and cookies, you're using usually a potassium or a sodium bicarbonate, which causes a gas to form.
We need to bind something. We use lard.
Right. Well, yeah.
Makes
So
for
now
bread that keeps a long time.
But now it's become a real cute thing in marketing. So the only
gluten-free
vegetables don't have gluten, fruits don't have gluten, and certainly water. But you can go into any American store and find bottles of bottled water that has the gluten-free sticker on it.
Marketing.
Yeah.
You should see some of the marketing they have for some of the nutritions for all those color bottles you have in the old days, which is still rampant in all the buying and selling apps in Thailand. And they all like repackage them into the little pretty bottles. And I like to read them in Thai, like what they said or what they do. And I'm like, yeah, excellent. Tasty, sounds good.
So get this. Let's say you went to in the morning on your way to work. You stopped at a Starbucks and you got one of their foo-foo drinks. Just right there, you've got, depending on which one, 56 or 65 grams of sugar. Okay. So now let's say you get a muffin or a scone or something. We can tack on another 40, 45 grams of sugar.
That's so enough sugar for the whole week. Yeah.
Before you get to work, before you turn on your computer, you almost have a quarter pound of sugar running through your digestive system.
You're already hypoglycemic.
Yeah.
At 9 a.m.
Yeah. Now let's say you drink a couple of Cokes, a 12-ounce soda. Each one of those are 40 grams of sugar. So two of those, now you got 80. And lunch, get this, the large McDonald's chocolate shake has 118 grams of sugar. That's over a quarter pound. I mean, can you imagine somebody serving you a bowl of sugar with a spoon and go, here, this is your lunch?
Sugar is so evil, man.
It is.
Even in the rawest form, like rice, the hardest thing for me, seriously, because I'm ingrained as an Asian boy that I have to fucking eat rice with everything in the world. You have to start with rice and end with rice. We even put like rice water, Coot, and we ferment them and we spray them on the plant. Yeah.
Right.
So it's for us and for me, dropping rice, seriously, and go back to eating some bread, like all the nice fufu bread, like the one you said. Yeah. It's so much healthier because the metabolism is slower and it's not like immediate, because the rice that I eat, man, you're talking sugar that's like this, but if you're working in the field, okay. But if you're in an office sitting on your ass, smoking weed, holy shit, you're going to be fat.
So I take it that Thailand is like Japan, where brown rice is verboten. You only want white rice for the market.
Actually, we are very tailor-made with rice these days because there are a lot. It's the only thing that we are entitled to be like a scientist about, because everything is controlled, monopolized, as I said. But rice is not. A lot of people do a lot of research. Even like American people, like the jasmine rice. Fact is, American project with the American government actually. They took the gene that made the jasmine rice and they fucking patented it in the USPTO during one of our projects. I was really fucking pissed off. But anyway, it's we have brown rice that's supposed to be like the best. Right. And we have this riceberry thing. New thing is riceberry. It's like purplish, and it's almost black.
Oh, that's from Tibet.
And they could be glutinous and non-glutinous, meaning normal rice and sticky rice, both the same, and that's the new fad. But rice is funny this way because even when you do like the wild rice, you can look into it. When you study it, there'll be something about it that's bad for you. Like all this wild rice, even the black rice, there's something that's gonna kill you. Even the brown rice that they said the most, they don't talk about like the arsenic or shit like that in the back that can kill you because so the best one for workers are like the normal jasmine rice, not GMO, but straight up sugar. You know what I mean? It's straight up sugar. It's for the coolies. It's for the workers that works 10 hours.
Here's the deal with rice. So you take a very healthy grain, brown rice, and you remove the husk or holly, whatever. Husk, I guess. Okay, so now you know what's done with it in America, because we produce a lot of rice here in Texas, Arkansas, big rice in California. It gets fed to animals, and so humans get to buy like you say, pure sugar. I mean, it's like eating Wonder Bread. There's nothing there.
That's like GMOing animals, feed them with sugar. That's what they do to those stupid cows in Japan. Those old Wagyu, not Wagyu, the old Kobe beef. The one they feed with rice and sake and alcohol, any kind of sugar. You cause them to die of a heart attack and then you eat the meat. And that sounds like that foie gras is another one. Same thing. Feed them a lot of fat, die of a fucking heart attack, and then you eat the meat. Oh, cruelty to the end, baby.
I got a question about jasmine rice. I have a question about jasmine rice, one of my favorites. So I heard you say something about genetics. So the jasmine rice, that flavor is it's a gene. It is. Whereas
it's registered in the SPTO, owned by the United States Patent and Trademark Office.
Whereas basmati, that flavor profile, basmati is achieved through the way it's cured after the harvest.
Basmati, it's the different grain rice, number one. It's closer to your American wild rice more than the jasmine. The jasmine rice, I think it's a combination between the old rice and the new rice. The new rice, I mean Japan. How they re-engineer the rice from the grain into like almost round, and they change the husk and even the membranes that cover the rice after they mill it. And they have a special way of milling it. See, that's another thing we don't know. Right. When you mill it proper, like the craft way, they get like special rice, and when you cook it, no matter what you do, like you use nice water and the rice will stay firm. And even when you put sauce and all that shit, Japan, man, you go into a rice shop in Japan, you've probably been to it, you see, it's not 5, 6, it's hundreds kinds of rice, and every rice has a name. It's almost like grapes in France, and in Thailand, it's the same. The rice, if you talk to the farmers, the one that's really on the field, they have their favorites. They have their tricks and how they do the cultivars different than the other guy next to them. And that's how every rice has a name. It's almost like it's like the village, even the family. Some of the rice take the last name of the family. And that is so cool. I mean, that's just like salt, like salt in Japan and in Europe the same. Salt, there's so many level kinds of salt, and the price, now you have Himalayans and all that shit.
Welcome, Dirtman.
What's going on, guys?
How you doing?
Hey, what's up, man?
Yeah,
haven't seen you in a few years. Yeah, what's going on? How you doing?
Still alive, still kicking.
Good.
Got some plants in the tent going on,
Good.
Fuck, you're looking good these days, man.
Oh,
What's
very
that?
nice.
You're looking good these days.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Fucking nice and healthy, man. You lost a little bit of weight, I can see.
Oh, yeah. Oh, geez. Since the EO show, dude, I think I dropped like 30 pounds since the EO show.
Wow. Yeah, good for you, man. They help you.
Hell yeah. I mean, a divorce will do that to you.
It will. It will.
Been there, done that a few
Been there,
times.
done that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Been there,
a divorce
done
will do
that.
that to you, man. But we're here, we're still
I gained
kicking,
weight.
still
I
growing.
gained like a bitch.
Hey, Nod, get this. On the east coast of the United States and the central Atlantic states, they grow a rice there, what they call golden rice. It was brought there by slaves from Africa. So the question is, did rice come out of Africa to Asia, or did the rice come to Africa from Asia? In any event, the slaves brought it with them. So obviously it was a staple of their
Well, I think they've proven that we all come from Africa. So
right.
whatever
Right.
the answer is, I'll say Africa.
Well, you can't say that in the South here in the United States. Yeah.
Good.
What's interesting
don't-
is there's 3 types of native North American rice.
They are supposed to be the best people that I know. They said the wild American rice, that's the best kind of rice.
So what kind of plants you got there, Dan? Tell
So
us what's going on with your garden.
all right, so you're looking at a 4x4 tent. I kind of just got the camera pinned up in the little window in the front there.
Mm-hmm.
But we got 4 plants in 5-gallon pots. And funny enough, it's still the same soil from back when I was doing the EO show.
Nice.
It literally has sat in like a storage bin for 2 years. And then I brought it back out of the storage bin, started growing in it again, and it was kind of depleted. So I had to re-amend it, and then ta-da, this is what you're seeing now.
Wow,
So
nice.
we got
Beautiful
some
color.
there's some apple fritter in there. There's 2 apple fritters in there. There's a skunk water pandemic from Family Tree Seeds. And then I have a chem chills from Capulator. So not too bad. The apple fritter actually turns out pretty purpley. I've got like a little bit left here in my bucket. Yeah, I got a little bit left here in the bottom of my bucket. The apple fritter definitely puts on like a nice purple.
Nice. Hopefully you don't get that hurricane. It looks like there's at least a chance the East Coast could get hit this week or next week, really.
Really? Another one?
Yeah.
Hurricane?
Yeah, this
Jeez.
there's a big one off the coast. It could hit anywhere between like Cape Hatteras and Maine, potentially.
shit.
Up
That's
north,
a
a nor'easter, they call that, I think. Wow,
So,
what a year.
Cape
be
Hatteras,
interesting.
man. Kitty Hawks, Cape Hatteras. I love that area. Sorry.
I did find it really funny this week. Chris Christie was chewing out DeSantis over him voting against aid for Sandy, Hurricane Sandy.
Right.
And he was like, well, fuck you. Like, you voted against it. Why? It
Yeah.
was really, really just nice to hear a guy from Jersey just going off on it. No, I'm not
Yeah.
right wing. It's funny.
He was a federal prosecutor,
Yeah.
and his father was I'm sorry, excuse me. Chris Christie, put Jared Kushner's father away in prison on some kind of business deal.
Oh. What,
Nice
what
crowd,
do you
huh?
guys-
Nice,
Who?
nice
Well,
crowd.
it's
Chris,
so
Chris-
great. This
Chris Christie, the restroom renegade.
Yeah, really.
allegedly he has mafia ties. At least that's what everyone in Jersey and Philly has heard.
Oh, come
Listen,
on. No,
Everybody,
I
everybody
don't
in
believe-
Jersey has a mafia tie. Like everyone's got a cousin there. Like,
Yo, listen,
Just because,
the only ties that a mafia Chris Christie has is bow tie pasta.
yeah, but he's probably got most of his aides are named Santino and Guido.
Yeah, I still think it's funny. I don't know if you guys have been out to the Pine Barrens, but like
Yeah.
the language they speak in the Pine Barrens might as well be Cajun. Like
Yeah.
it was English at some point in the
Right.
past, but it's not
Hey,
anymore.
I floated down the Pine Barrens at about a 3-hour trip. Yeah, that was quite an experience. And turtles everywhere. What was? Yeah, God, I've never
Floated?
seen so many turtles.
Did you say floated?
Yeah, a drift boat they call them. And so then you go start at point A and go to B, and then they would have a bus there, and they'd load the because they were just real light, fiberglass boats. And then you get on the bus, and they drive you back to your car.
Okay.
So it was like going through a swamp. It was really interesting. No, really. I mean, with moss hanging off the trees, and you'd go by a log, and like 15 turtles would just jump into the water right next to you. I mean, it was real fascinating for sure.
Yeah, the swamps in Jersey have like people with concrete shoes and
Oh yeah.
Jimmy Hopper.
tires. Yeah, three-eyed fish.
Which matches the gray matter between their ears, the concrete. Yeah.
Hey man, come over to Japan and have some glow in the dark seafood.
I want to go to one of those ramen places where they make the noodles on site and the pork belly that takes 2 days
You
to
gotta
cook.
go. You gotta go to this one for me. Let me explain this one. This one is called Ichiran, Ichiran ramen. It's one that you go in by yourself, and it's a cubicle. You made an order on the machine before you go in, and you go into the cubicle. It's just your size. The noodle comes, it opens, and they give you the noodles. They close. No sound, no noise, no contact. Just you and the ramen. If you're open to the experience and don't criticize how food is supposed to be shared, and you just enjoy the ramen, and you just concentrate on that bowl, dude. It gives you a new perspective on how deep ramen can be, because ramen in Japanese is like life. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's
Right.
everything.
Yeah. It's an art form. Are you familiar with a Japanese writer? He might be American, but he's obviously Japanese American. Kazu Ishiguro.
I've heard of this.
Okay. I'm reading a book, Claire and the Sun. I got from the library, so I just was curious.
I find that translated work, especially with Japanese and Chinese these days, you have to be careful with who the translators are, because it's some of the newer translators, more slangish, right? And some of these languages are not slang; they're like the old Japanese. They're not like the new Japanese, because not everybody reads kanji. I mean.
Gotta ask the little cubicles, is there like a box of tissues and a thing of lotion there?
There's
Yeah.
nothing. Dude, it's surreal because they
Is there
don't
a
even
hole
give
in the
you.
wall?
It's just you and the box. There's no sauces. There's no chopsticks. There's no shoyu or no. It's just like you and the ramen, and the thing opens like, and the guy's like, he gives you a bow.
There's
He gives you a bow. It's like, this is your ramen, sir. And it goes, and then eat.
And there's no hole in the waist high.
No.
You don't have to slip $1 bill under the door first.
No. This is quite kosher, actually. But it's kind of funny. It's very famous. And just the fact that you don't really deal with anyone. You know, you order from the machine, you press the money, put the money in, and you don't know it, too bad. You have to read the review before you go there. You know, like the noodles, it's something else. The noodles are really good. It's just like, you know, Coot said it, everything is, you know, authentic. Usually doesn't mean they make their own noodles, because most of the noodles restaurant will have a specialized place they buy the noodles from, depending on the style. Because if you're from one city, the style of the noodle would be one thing, you know. And usually if you go into like a countryside ramen place, they don't have a lot of choices, like 2 or 3 ramen, that's it. But they're good at whatever the fuck they're doing.
What's the pork one? Pork belly takes like 2 days to cook. Starts with
Most of the pork they call what is it?
Tanakatsu,
Chashu.
something like that.
Chashu. The soup is called chashu. It's like the pigs. But the thing with the Japanese soup for the ramen is usually made from all the meats, not just one. You know,
Right.
you will have like shaved. You will have the seaweed to start the base, and then the shoyu, and then. But each of the special sauces, usually they're really gourmet. They make everything themselves, including the soy sauce.
Right.
And the vinegar is a big thing in Japan, because vinegar is a source of life. You know, just like European has the fermented. You know, like in Italy, you have those for the salads. They have the same thing. Like
Sure.
all the soba ramen is like health from plant in the soup. You know, because the soup is all healthy. The soba is made from wheat, especially grown crafts from that village. You know this. So it's
A person
and then
like
and then they put the bone of the pigs, and then some of them will use the bonito flakes, which is the dry fish that's been
Right.
shaved,
For
and
miso
vegetables.
soup.
And miso is added at the end because certain people would like it, some people won't like it. Miso is like what do you call in that thing that you put on bread, a Vegemite. If you know Vegemite, you know,
Yeah.
it's a like it or hate it kind of thing. So Marmite, Vegemite, all that mite shit. You know what I mean?
See, a person like Steve that is gluten intolerant, they could eat soba noodles because they're made from buckwheat, which isn't wheat. It's close related to the rhubarb plant. The seeds from a rhubarb plant.
Oh, soba is. See, my mom. We went to outside of Tokyo when my mom had cancer. We went there for like 3 months, and I lived out on the mountain north of Tokyo in Maebashi, and it's where the soba thing is on the hill. It's health. I went to a restaurant that the guy said our noodles come from outside his garden. He grows the wheat. He does this noodles, the water. He even bring the water from the mountain that he goes in. He takes it, the special water. He boiled the soup in, and the soy sauce, the everything he makes, even the chopstick you use to eat, he made it. And it's like artisan and a half, you know. It's like, and that's the guy every day, the same every fucking day, and that's a lot. I told him I grow weed. He looked at me and he's like, Really?
So, are you familiar with a brand of soy sauce called Yamasa? YAMASA? They have a plant about 30 miles from me with the big submerged fermentation tanks.
That's a good one.
And
that's a good one.
Yeah, that's a good sauce.
Kikkoman is the shitty one.
Yeah.
Kikkoman is like
that's the one that you get at the restaurants.
Yeah,
right.
that's The best one in Japan are the one that don't come in a bottle. It comes in their own little terracotta thing that the guy next door made. That's the coolest thing. That's what I like about Japan is you could be in like the smallest place and you go into a restaurant that has one thing on the menu and you have that and you don't know what the hell it is, but it will be good.
There's a restaurant in Portland called the Noodle Man. It's Chinese noodles, and they do it where they stretch the thing and slap it on the table and do that. So you get to watch your meal being prepared. It's pretty cool. They've got about 30 different soups you can get with noodles, obviously.
That noodles thing that's Chinese, usually from like the North, Beijing. I tell you, Coot, it's the same thing as your sugar thing. Because the soup is all like, they put like flour in it, so it would be sticky, and the noodles is flour. And they just put like hot chili sauce, a little bit of meat, and vegetables, scallions, and that's it. And then soup, but the soup in China is not boiled like in Japan. So a lot of sugar there too. So
yeah.
But again, most of the Asian meals are prepared for laborers, people who spend 8 hours in the field. So if you do that, it's okay. But if you're sitting in an office, I don't recommend it. You gotta burn that shit off, man. That's a lot of carbo.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, man, after my own heart.
What are you growing in there?
What am I growing?
Yeah.
I'm growing Ronnie's plants. Stony Ron Yogi, Desert Yogi.
Yeah.
He had a misfortune with his grow, and he has a lot of work that he was doing midstream, and he has to leave. And now he has a new girlfriend. So his baby has become my babies. And I've taken care of them well. At the beginning, I didn't pay a lot of attention and suffered a little bit. I've shown a bit on my feed every day because these days I'm taking care of the garden myself. So all the videos coming from the chores. They're all hybrids. Some of them half from the local cultivars, I believe, and the other half is his seeds that he brought from Cali. I don't want to talk about the cultivar because I'm afraid I might fuck it up and it might offend him. So I let him talk about it. I'm just taking care of it, good care of it, you know. Outside is really hot in Thailand, as Steve already know. He has a big ass grow. He knows everything. And I'm a new grower, so I'm trying to be brave and put all my plants outdoor. And it's difficult now that I don't have workers. I put all of them under the lights. They're still outside on the balcony with the heat, but under the LED. And the last month, the plant has looked beautiful. I mean, the Coot soil mix is the base. You know, I have used very small pot, and the pot that Ronnie gave me is still. And you see on my thing, the thing is already 2 feet tall, and haven't sexed them yet, but some of them are starting to reek. And even the older plants that I had problem with, the narrow leaves, like the Thai hybrids, you know, like how long they are. And mine had infestations, but I left them under the LED. And I tell you, the last month they changed from, you know, a raggedy ass bunch to a good looking bunch. So I think I'm going to leave them here because I'm going for myself to smoke. I'm not trying to impress anybody. I think I'm going to fly them out indoor. I'm not indoor, but on the balcony under the LEDs, because my SOP with the Coot soils mix, and I use a base, Dutch Pro base for soil, both the grow and the bloom, and then a bit of Aptus. I think the Aptus thing is the key because the Aptus Start Booster I found is an amazing thing for the first month of the plant's lives because Juk kind of tie. Since I gave them to him, I mean, the roots is just busting out of all these little cups he has, and they're all like doing great. So I think I found the right SOP for me as a small grower. But again, you know, we're gonna go to the next step soon, and I'm gonna be traveling soon, Steve. If you're still over there, maybe we'll, you know, hook up. We need to talk again because I'm gonna be traveling to Cali probably end of the year.
Well, at the end of December, I'm gonna be, my sister's having a baby and stuff, so I'll be doing the family thing at least for a few weeks in December. So I don't know when yet, but
Mine probably gonna be early November.
Steve's making his annual trip back to the States.
yeah.
Well, I plan to
will
be
be-
at the Southern Oregon Seed Exchange on the 11th. So that's gonna be, I'm telling you guys first. I'm telling everybody.
Cool.
I'm gonna start my growth soon. I think I'm gonna talk to an investor and I'm gonna start building my own nursery soon.
So I will be out at where is it here? I'll find the website. Jack Spurko is the guy that hosts the survival podcast. They're like a little bit more towards the road. In Austin, Texas. So check that out.
Send a link.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the event link. I'll find it here.
I'm sorry, I seem to talk a lot. You have to understand, I haven't talked to anybody. I've been talking to the dogs and the cats. You guys
Dude, I know what it's like. Dude, I live in Thailand. I get it. Let me see here. Anyways, I'll get the information here. Anyways,
no, I posted in the chat, man. You
Yeah.
know I always do. I even watch all the fucking Future Cannabis Project podcasts. Anything
There you
weed.
go. If anyone wants to check it out, they can sign up there. It's a pretty cool thing. So they have like 3 or 4 speakers each day, and then you kind of sit with them, do a workshop, and then have like one-on-one time with them afterwards. It's pretty dope. Plus it's an excuse to basically to go see Matt. It's really what the purpose of it is. Go hang out at Matt's place. Get into some trouble.
Here's what I'm growing right now. Okay.
What's that?
I said that's what I'm growing right now. This is this one was what the fuck was this? This was the one that Infamous and I were both growing. Candyland. This is Candyland. That's this right here is Big Sur Holy. It's another Candyland there. Big Sur Holy
Really?
again.
Big Sur Holy?
Big Sur Holy,
Oh.
yeah.
Oh, good for you.
And I've really enjoyed what I've had of it. It's been quite enjoyable, yeah.
That's an old. Wow.
Yeah, it's good stuff. It's amazing smoke, yeah. It's Pat Cassidy, who kind of bred it there.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's made up of a bunch of Mexican and a bunch of Mexican and South American strains, bunch of thin leaf sativas.
Mm.
quite a nice plant. It's quite a nice plant. I'd happily send you some seeds for the food. I did a big seed run of these, so I'd happily send you some.
Well, the
The big
Pacalola
fish.
one,
Oh, sorry, Pacalola one.
yeah, the one that I bred, it has Oaxacan, Jamaican, Thai. I'm sorry, not Jamaican. I'm sorry, Oaxacan, Thai,
I like
and
that.
Sri Lanka, and 2 different Thais. So, oh, and then Kandahar.
I really enjoyed the Oaxacan I grew. It was really great smoke. It wasn't the prettiest thing I'd ever grown, but like it was amazing smoke. I really enjoyed it.
I'd like to meet the piece of shit that decided that, you know, looks equals quality. That somehow there's a connection between, you know.
This is
Well,
the
if
first
you look at late '90s brickweed, and then you look at what you have now, it's obvious why you're taking it now. But yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. There's a lot to be said for it. The smell
back
means
in the-
more to me than the look.
Back in the
Look.
day when we were still getting the, the brickweed, and like I'm talking like early 2000s, in my heyday when I was coming up, like the BC Beasters and stuff was really starting to become popular. So like the bag appeal really meant something back then because you knew you were getting like a superior product.
Yeah.
But nowadays, it's bag appeal is gone out the window. But like I remember back in my early high school days, dude, if you had something that had like serious bag appeal, you could get absolute top dollar for it. No questions asked.
bricks. Thailand today. Fuck the look. Bag appeal don't mean shit here.
Right. I mean, if you know you got a good product, then you know you got a good product.
It's the market, dude. I mean, like Thailand a year ago, before the 9th of June, we have one thing on the menu, and it's not this. It comes in the brick form, and if you get it, you're one of the lucky people. Hold on, let's take it.
Yeah, in fact, when I bought my bong in Thailand, it came with the free little brick.
That's pretty cool. They gave you a little tie stick.
That's a Pacalolo there.
Holy shit, that's dope. That is a chunky monkey.
Yeah, that's what the shit out of that.
Coot, you're muted if you're unawares.
Yeah, that's be 40 years old in January. I'm still concerned about genetic drift.
Oh, it looks right with genetic drift.
Yeah,
Probably verging on microbial collapse from how much barley you've been feeding it.
yeah. I think you. Never mind.
That's really pretty. So wait, who's drawing that? Coot or Wes?
That's Coot. That's Coot.
It's, yeah. Here's okay. Here's
Aren't you worried the worms are going to overtake your soil and overpopulate?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. He is real.
And microbial collapse. All right, there's a Thai outdoors this year in Illinois. A student of mine. My seeds, but he's growing in 800-gallon pots, 800-gallon smart pots. So that's 4 yards. Basically 2 pallets worth of soil. How's that?
Yeah, that's a small pot.
Conceptually. Yeah. He puts 10 pounds of barley on it every week.
It's a lot of barley.
It's a lot of plant.
That's a hell of a plant, yeah.
When was that picture? Is that a month or two ago, or is that?
Yeah, about 5 weeks ago.
Now, has that got like cover crop and everything growing in it too? Like,
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, like
what's
sure
all
looks
that growing around it?
Sure
Yeah,
looks
that's all
like
cover
it, eh?
crop. Yeah. I had them plant some stuff that like fenugreek, which is a good insect repellent. I had died off because of the heat, but we had some cilantro going in there, some mints. Mints are really good insect repellent, or at least herbivore insects, not pollinators. But anyway, yeah, I had a hard time convincing them. Look, the more roots you have, the less evaporation you have, so the less watering you have to do. So, and I'm fighting with a kid, in the middle of the country. I did him a favor. I wasn't making any money on this. You want to argue with me? Fuck you. Do it your way. I don't care.
Well,
We got Jade Nectar popped in to join us. How's it going?
Hey, what's up?
How you doing?
Hi. I just wanted to show off my new webcam.
well, after hearing you
Nice.
talk last time on Potent Show, there, I was actually hoping that to get you and Coot together. I thought you guys would have a lot in common and would jive well. I thought the two of you would hit it off well for sure.
Did you get an Opal camera? An Opal
I-
C1?
I got the Logitech
Okay.
something or other.
Yeah, good.
It's like a mid-grade thing, but my laptop one was like ridiculously low grade, like pixelated. So anyway, I'm merging into this new interweb video streaming technology.
All right.
Where are you located? Just out of curiosity.
Just outside of Portland, Oregon, about 10 miles south. Right on at the confluence of the Clackamas and the Willamette rivers.
Cool. Well, sorry.
God's country.
Sounds beautiful.
Yeah. It's pretty nice.
Well, you sent me an invite. I don't even know your name, Potent Ponix. What's your name?
My name is Steve.
Okay.
No worries. So this show we do is like a more relaxed, laid back, like hang out with other growers, like kind of more of like a bar style, not a one-on-one interview like my other shows. So my show used to be a interview and at the beginning and then the panel part in the second half, and it just got to be kind of too much, and then the episodes sometimes would get really long, so we just split it in half into 2 shows. So yeah, anyways, but yeah, we have a good time. We have lots of cool people. Clackamas Coots, always fun, really knowledgeable. Nanobots in Thailand, he's one of the guys who's hanging out with over there. Dirtman Dan's East Coaster, used to be on another podcast that we all hung out on together. And Wes is up in Canada. So
Okay, what part of Thailand? Oh, he's muted.
Bangkok,
Nanobot,
sir. Bangkok, but soon gonna be all over.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm growing some plants from Isan.
Woo! Long ass narrow leaves.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But they're gorgeous. And they're just starting to flower now, so I hope it's looking like they'll probably be done around Christmas. At this
Laundry, my girlfriend called to tell me, but I might as well show you guys. Yeah, that's Ronnie's babies.
nice. What are those?
These are my friends' work. They're hybrids, Thai and Cali cultivars. Some selected he brought from California. My friend was unfortunate to find indecent proposals for some of the Thai folks, and has to leave his grow midstream. So I'm just carrying on. But some of them are really dank. And I hope I can talk about them one day. I don't want to fuck it up. That's why I told people before. All right. Here you go, Coot, your soil, man. They love all these were infested with spider mites, and I mean Thai spider mites, big ass fucking spider mites. But the regimen of these bitches, yeah, these things, and Coot mix does the job.
Wow, are the bugs really ravenous in Thailand?
Uh-huh. I'll bet.
I heard people just in Oklahoma, when they moved from Cali to Oklahoma, they were like, there's like all these new
Sorry,
bugs in
I have to plug Coot.
Oklahoma. They're like,
I didn't know his ass, though, but
Yeah, for sure. The Thailand is for definitely hard mode when it comes to pests. And the Septoria, the diseases they have there can fuck up plants in like 72 hours. Like Nanobot can tell you, they have a super aggressive type of Septoria there where if you don't know how to deal with it and like pre-prevent it, like I know people out there that have had it wipe out like tons and tons of plants before they barely even realized what was going on.
Steve is the first person that told me about white oil, because there was this thing that in 3 to 4 days will kill my plant from completely healthy to dead.
is it
I start pouring that bitch on a little bit. I know
is it a virus or a fungus or what is it?
something that eats the roots because they're healthy. Yeah.
Septoria is a fungal infection. It starts at the roots. The spores land on the leaf, but it then goes down and starts in the roots and then travels up the plant.
And in
Hold on,
3
I
to
have
4 days,
pictures.
it's dead. Nothing you can do.
Well, has it always been there in Thailand? Like,
Well, on other plants, it's not as announced, or it doesn't happen as quick because it happens to my pepper plants. I noticed this because I would grow like a garden, maybe like a dozen pepper plants, and some of the spots will get eaten. If I don't take them out, they will start to, go sideways. So when I pull them out, I see, but they're not as quick. They're much slower. But in cannabis, they seem to work. They seem to really like it.
what about, does the Landrace Thai
Most
plant?
most of the Landrace are the key, because I use my Landrace as bugs attractors, because the narrow the wider leaves seems to have natural protectants against some of the bugs in my hood.
The wider leaves too.
Yeah, the Thai heirlooms are the one that get eaten the most. They love it.
really?
So I'll go back.
Weird.
This is a video. You can
It
find
looks
this
like
video.
chicken pox for plants.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I did this
and that
video on
happens
my
so easily.
I did this video on my YouTube channel. You can see the very start of it right
Oh,
here.
Steve knows my hood better than I do, man. So
And then you can see it just starting on these plants here. And then it'll progress to look like this. We
Yep.
have significantly more
Exactly.
damage.
And it's just in your soil, like it's native to the soil, or?
Yeah, I mean, it's native to North America. I mean, most of the world, there's hundreds of different types of Septoria, and it's just that some of the ones from other plants can infect cannabis too. So this is another one where you can see it looks almost like someone sprayed the plant with water early on in the heat of the day.
It looks like when you do IPM on the leaves after the sun comes out.
Yeah.
Can it get it's not going to show up here in California, is it?
I mean, I'm sure there is Septoria already there. It's just the fact that most of the varieties don't also affect cannabis.
They don't. They don't attack every single plant, because I have a lot in my house, and 20%, 15 to 20% will get it, and if you treat them, they do come back because
So-
I've had the whole bunch come back.
The biggest thing is heavy rain and then immediately followed by days of like 80, 85 degrees. That the rain then heat right afterwards, that's what triggers the spores to get, airborne. But they basically
Welcome to
grow
planet.
on trees and things like that, and spore off into the air, and then land on your plants. Now you can really head it off by just having really good healthy soil, good liquid IMO applications or IMO applications seem to really fend it off really well. If you end up getting it, you can hit your plants really hard with lactobacillus. I like to just hit them hard with labs for 2 or 3 treatments, and then I'll switch to a 2 weeks of liquid IMO applications foliarly into the roots every 2 to 3 days, and that seems to do really well at basically beating it back. Now you have to catch it when it's no more than about 30 or 40% infected on the plant. Once it's past about 40-50%, like, you can't reverse it. Like, I haven't been able to, but if you catch it early on and you know what you're looking at, you can reverse it pretty quickly. But you have to be vigilant. Like, you have to be looking for those weird little spots, especially like June, July. July in particular is when I really see it take off in a lot of gardens.
Gnarly. Well, by the way, is hop latent virus over in Thailand now?
I'm sure it's worldwide
Well,
because
I've
the main
seen-
host plant is hops.
Yeah,
So
but it's people still take cuts.
I mean,
know, like California cuts and weeds heading over there, and that's
Well, they come from seeds too. That's what
Yeah.
I know. Yeah.
yeah.
well, that's what
There was a really
go ahead.
There was a really good presentation the other day on, we'll have to find the YouTube channel on HLVd and like the percentages of male transfer versus female transfer and all that. See if I can dig it up. Well, here
Yeah,
it
that's
is.
why I don't share genetics with anyone now. I'm like a total closed loop.
Well, this is why, like, Okay, yeah, I'll be back.
The bat phone.
Welcome, Brendan.
Yeah, thank goodness. I've never had to deal with hop latent though.
Yeah, you have the right tact, because once it's so widespread and so much ignorance about it that once it gets in your place, it's really hard to get rid of it. So
Yeah, I don't want that looming over every grow every season. Like, is it gonna come back? Is it gonna pop up? So yeah, we've been closed loop in-house genetics for a few years now, and yeah, I'm scared to death of.
you gotta do more than that though. You actually have to make sure that people's shoes and clothes don't come in from their own gardens with that shit.
Well, that's a question. Can it come in on people's shoes?
Spores are spores, man.
So this was really interesting. So this is DeBacco University. Check out their YouTube channel. They have a lot of pretty dope content. But they have a really good thing. So female plants have a higher transmission rate than male plants that are infected. So,
Well, how many people besides breeders have male plants, right? Almost everybody has female plants.
no, but if you're breeding,
Right.
it's a bigger issue for your females than if your males are infected.
See, that's what yeah, we right now, just because of like COVID lockdowns and everything, we haven't had any real visitors to our garden, but now people are wanting to come out and check our stuff out. And that's why I'm thinking I'm gonna get a bunch of like Crocs, like those little rubber shoes, and people will have to like wear those shoes when they go in the garden, because yeah, I'm like super paranoid now that no one really knows exactly how it gets transmitted.
Oh, come on. We just got out of COVID. Dude. Let it rain. what can you lose? You know, just a grow, maybe a nursery, and it'll be a big lesson. And the testing thing is a key because what I've been hearing is the test is getting cheaper, but you know, it always gets expensive when it comes to me in Thailand. But you know, I'm thinking somebody can do it locally. But I have one thing I point out that I'd like, you know, one day I will visit this and then I'll talk. I'd like your opinion as well, guys, Coots. Because for me, Thailand is a new market that I have been studying a lot of your models. I don't mean just in Cali or in America, but Canada and in a lot of places. And, you know, the things, I mean, and the fact that it's such a wild, wild east here in Thailand, there's a lot of things that we can do right instead of doing wrong like other places. You know, like one of the things I see, like, you know, I call it a farmer's market before, but in other places, maybe call an exchange for, you know, for the materials, but with like organized crew with the farming. But I'm talking this from a private perspective at the beginning, but in the future, possibly with, you know, instrumentation with the government side so you can make it nationwide. But it will be run by the farmers, by the co-op. So, but that's the future. But that's, you know, along the line of these, because every product in Thailand, there's so many varieties now. And but every single product has its own price point. And if you can make the quality, you know, I mean, like the exchange point will be controlled by a private entity, like somebody in the middle, kind of like a Redwood Roots kind of thing, but with lab coats. And that's done not on the farmer's expense dime, but on the center. And then a lot of processing and packaging as well, because that could be a new form of contract farming that is fair and equitable. Not like the Starbucks thing, Chris, like you said, you know, but no foo-foo shit, but farmers run shit, including, but we can do farmers, we can do farm to table here. There's no law against it. I mean, any farmers can sell on the side of the road as like a salad. You know, but if you standardize that shit out, it's a new model that could, you know, I mean, the person that runs shit in the middle has to be equitable, meaning on the quality side, but it's run by lab coats, you know, and that's the place where you know, support all the farmers. That's dope. That's doing the right thing, and you can give them, you know, all the right tools for the contracts. And that's, I don't mean nationwide. I mean, from my own perspective, just a one operator as a model, but as a model that doesn't require, you know, I don't need a multi-million-dollar guy next to me to make the decision. I don't need any of those motherfuckers. I just need dope growers. I make this shit run. You know, that's my idea, you know, to lead. And I'm not asking for anybody for permission. I'm just doing this shit.
So,
To everybody.
so Coot and Jeff both have grown a lot of different landrace stuff. Coot, what I know you have your Pakalolo that you're working on. What do you want to mention that the genetic lineage on that again?
Sure. So the TO is one that was created in '84, not the strain, but the plant. And so it's been kept going. And a friend of mine had a 3-way sativa that he and his associates put together about 35 years ago in Hawaii. And it was a Oaxacan, a Thai, and a Sri Lanka. So anyway, we ended up crossing it. And so basically you have 2 different Highland Thais in it. You've got one Kandahar, Afghani, and then Oaxaca and the Sri Lanka. So
What's the Oaxaca?
It's a city in Mexico where magic mushrooms were discovered by the West in 1951. It's like a real cultural center of Mexican, historically and religiously and everything else. it's pretty a lot of tourism because they go down there to get the mushrooms and hopefully find the god or whatever they're looking for, you know.
It's a region of southern Mexico.
But this was really it wasn't real big, but the way they grew it, so you have the branches like in sativas coming out. And so they would just cut the branches off and hang them. So they called them Oaxacan spears. And a lot of seeds. This was before the word sensimilla had even been coined. So there wasn't a thing yet. Imports were never sensimilla. That was domestic. And really powerful sativa.
Yeah. How would you describe the effect of the cannabis coming from like Mexico in like the 70s and 80s?
Really powerful.
It's
There were some wonderful, like Guadalajara, which is jungle. It's not desert.
Acapulco Gold.
Acapulco, you had Guerrera Green, you had Michoacan, you had some of the stuff from the jungle area, the Yucatan Peninsula. So I know for a fact that in the late 80s, some of what became the cartel were buying seeds out of because they wanted to grow what the Americans wanted. So a lot of the old strains were retired or fell off like corn. Before the Europeans got there, Mexico had 350 varieties of corn. So they kind of did the same thing to cannabis down there.
That's what because I started consuming cannabis in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
I just remember psychedelic, silly, just laughing us off in Denny's at 2 in the morning, just being stoned, and actually like red eyes, cotton mouth, and just laughing our asses off.
Right.
And just found that
very different high than the stuff we have now. We have stuff now which is really strong, but it's not that same effect. In the 70s, the stuff I'd get from Mexico was, like you just described, red-eyed and silly is where you got to.
And that's what I love. So and when I got back into cannabis, I took a little break from it. And then I got back into it, and I was like, man, I must be getting old or something. Like this is it's making me just feel kind of stupid and lethargic and just like low energy. It's kind of numb. And then I started realizing,
it's inducing paranoia. Stuff in the 70s.
No, it was just a strong weed.
Yeah, well, I call it pleasantly paranoid, and that's the fact that really, really, really like. So that's why for the last few years I've just been going on the hunt through all the land races.
Oh man, that's like being a cheap date. That's like the best thing to a stoner. You're a cheap date. You've been off for a while and you come back, anything will get you off your tits.
One of my observations about the scene today, I'm talking about the commercial scene, not good growers, the crap at the dispensaries. It seems to be really like single note stuff. Oh yeah, I got it. Lemon. Okay, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
I think I like the stuff that hasn't been fucked with or fixed, whatever your frame of reference is. The complexity of flavors, and then also the complexities of the high as the initial, and then a half hour later, layers exactly.
Yeah,
and this is like really like single note. Okay, there you go. Here's your high.
One dimension.
Don't bother. One dimension. Yeah.
Just like a symphony that is just a bunch of violins playing the exact same melody.
Right.
Yeah, it's a different game. Like, so they got so obsessive with breeding to get this specific thing that they kind of lost a lot of the color and you know, the bouquet, if you will, the depth of stuff. Some of the stuff
Yeah.
back then didn't get you higher as a level of bad high, I would call it today. Some stuff's just too strong, but it doesn't have the flavor, the texture, the experience. It's
Right.
very different.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
just kind of goes, duh.
More people turning
Yeah.
useless. Right. Where back then, you know, I remember having bong offs in the late 70s where you could do 20, 30 bong loads and still function. Now they get shit that makes you insta drool,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, totally.
Dude, that's the IG effect on weed, man. On all sorts of weed, on every different perspectives. You know, if you find something good, do it to
Yeah.
death. That's
Yeah,
the
but
IG.
it's like Steve
And,
would say, you know, he's probably tried to 10,000 different things, but you know what you like, what works for you,
Right.
you know?
Right.
dude, I know. I mean, if the weed here for me, that my friend grows, it doesn't give me the heebie-jeebies. It doesn't give me the sweats. It doesn't give me the munchies. And it doesn't give me the head high and the body high at the same time. I think it's shitty weed. Am I being a snob? No, I just know good
No.
growers.
You know
Right.
what you like, but you know what you like, you know what you're looking for. It takes a
Exactly.
different experience, you know,
That's
because
so many things.
right. But people, young guys today, they don't know that because they didn't go through it. They know the flavor of the month club and what their friends hype as being cool released from this, you know. It's like
Oh,
Starbucks.
dude, I was in jail in Thailand for 38 years, smoking one thing on the menu and be thankful for that, what you have. And I mean,
Right.
thankful in kissing the ground when you have the bag and you kiss the guy's feet that brought it. That was me for 38 years. And now I'm in like supermarket of shitty weed.
You're you're like in the wrong candy store. Yeah.
It's like, fuck, what the fuck? It costs so much and it's so shitty.
but having so many options doesn't mean it's better. You know, it just means they have better packaging. I mean, the care level. I call it the Coors Light of weed. Who wants to drink that shit? You know, that's just what. If it's got a pretty package and you're 22 years old, and you don't know, that's the shit you try because your friend says it's cool.
Yeah, and it's kind of like dog breeding. Like everything's just bred. It's like a pit bull, and a mastiff, and maybe a poodle like thrown in there or so, and then everything's just crossing.
And the Staffordshire Terrier.
A Labradoodle. Yeah.
Yeah, and it just doesn't. It's pretty
the
much
old
the
days-
same stuff.
Before social media and the days of
Right.
forums,
Mhm.
you could add things like taglines, and I had one for several months. When you take a wolf down to a chihuahua, you can't bring it back.
Mm.
And so I was trying to make the reference to cannabis. Once you
Sure.
fixed it, you know, with
Help
Joe,
me.
Joe, we got to get some NL5 in there. Oh, and skunk number 1. Okay. Otherwise it won't be a real strain, you know, and give it a stupid name, you know, Jesus.
I have friends that got carried away in the breeding thing, you know, over the past 20 years, and they've all kind of come back and stepped back when they realized, like, you went off their reservation, to bring it home. What was the thing you liked? What was good?
Right.
Some strains might take 11 weeks flowering, but they're worth it. You know, like you can't just make everything a 6.5, 7 week strain, cut it early and slop, you know, push it through. You got the notes don't come out unless you do it right.
Yeah. And they should outlaw distillates. Quit fixing bad weed, you know. So,
Well, that's how you hide it. That's how you grow slop
Yeah.
and you turn it into the distillate to acknowledge that your flower sucks.
let's use the right term. It's remediated. It's remediated.
Well, it's distillates, the high fructose corn syrup of THC.
The thesaurus over here. We got the thesaurus over here.
There are people that make good products in that field, but even the people that do good stuff, they're cleaning their closet to make it. They're not sending their top looking buds to make their oil. You know, it's all the cutout bin, man. It's like, where's the cutout bin? Process it. You know, doing killer colas. I mean, there's a guy I know now who just got an idea. He's like, he's growing these killer colas. I'm like, why don't you sell those? Like, don't even trim it and clip it. Just put it in a fucking showcase and sell that.
You're right.
That's what he's doing now. And then they sell for a lot more because people can see it's the real thing. It's not some
Right.
slapped together and ground up and put in a pre-roll.
looks like a plant.
You recognize it. You recognize the structure. You recognize the crystals. You know, the nose, all that. I mean, that's the stuff that you look for. You don't look for, you know, the cheapest pre-roll and expect a fucking miracle.
Yeah.
Dude, I got people coming up to me telling me that flowers is not finished product. And I looked at them and I want to slap them sideways. And I said, I don't know you.
Whatever planet you come from, you can go back.
I don't know you, bitch. That's all I got.
Cool. Well, glad to hear that. Yeah,
Hmm.
you guys are feeling the same thing about.
No, it's like every industry. They get carried away, go too far off, and then they fall off the cliff.
Yeah.
They go, well, what worked? Let's get back to what worked. Let's get back to,
Yeah.
you know, I love indicas and I like certain sativas, but I don't want them all mixed together to find out that I get Franken fucking weed that looks this way, but tastes that way, but doesn't have the other things that worked. And like you mentioned earlier, when you get that specific high that gets you body, mind, like in the zone, you're like, that's what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for this. Now I'm on the couch watching Netflix. I got to pee, but I can't fucking move. Like,
Or worse, you grab a quart of milk and a box of Oreo cookies
right.
and sit there and just
With an ice cream chaser. Yeah.
right. Yeah. Let's get a quarter pound of sugar running through my veins. Yeah. That'll help. Yeah.
It's or waking up the next day and you go, oh man, this is a weed hangover of like I never had those back in the day. What the fuck is this? Yeah. I remember waking up after trying nothing Steve did, but Steve and I were somewhere and somebody offered us something and we tried it. And I was like, next day I was just fucking miserable. Like Steve can handle a lot more than I can. I'm amazed the fuck that guy can handle. So he functioned, but I was just ruined. I was like, I can't breathe. My voice sounded like Barry White. My voice all fine. I'm like, no. If I don't know the source of something, 99 times out of 100, I won't even touch it.
Right.
Because of those few times. I got bronchitis once from somebody's weed. 6 weeks of bronchitis from smoking one joint with a dude. Like, no, that's not going to fly for me anymore. No pun intended. I'm too old for that shit. I just don't want that. Yeah.
That's what I found too is you can get really high on 15 to 18% weed if you just rotate it. So if you have like 10 different varieties in your stash or more, if you just keep rotating that throughout the week and different ones, it keeps it interesting. And then you're not chasing potency.
Well, the adaptability of the one trick pony that you get when you know it too well, your body adapts to that specific thing. And then, it doesn't have the same effect anymore. I get you.
Exactly. So it's like you don't eat Mexican food every single night or Italian food every night. So you go out, you get Mexican, you get Thai, you get
mix it up,
pizza, and then you mix it up and then you keep it interesting.
But your roster is not going to be 10,000 strains. You know what I'm saying? You're going to go with the maybe dozen or so that you dig,
Yeah. Yeah. And you got your dancing weed, you got your chill out.
Right. When I got to go to bed, this is the one that works for that. Right. Yeah.
Okay. Hey, Wes, you want to do that pizza? Show them.
Oh yeah, let me pull it back. Let me go back and find that.
I can post it again if you want.
No, I got it here somewhere.
Okay. This is sourdough that I created a long time ago. Culture, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they actually yeast?
The bakery I go to in Thailand here brought their culture dough from New York. Tidbits.
It's got sun-dried tomatoes, mushrooms, artichoke hearts.
Looks dope, Coot. That is dope as hell. You're making me hungry. It's early in the morning.
Is that wood fired?
Looks like
I
it.
know. No, I cook it on a pizza stone in the oven, so it retains the heat.
He's doing this on purpose, man. He's making me hungry. He knows it's almost lunchtime.
No, I'm a baker, so that's kind of how the direction I took with soil was
I
figuring out.
travel I drive
Yeah.
3 hours to go to my bakery in Bangkok. And I mean that. It takes 3 hours to get to that bitch. And I have to go Saturday in the morning. And that's 3 hours.
So I buy grain that's intact. It's still whole. And I have a mill, a stone mill that there's a benefit. It's too hard to explain. But anyway, it's not a steel blade beating the shit out of some wheat berries. It's actually
stone. You have stone on stone. Your milk?
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
nice.
yeah, made in Austria. You know, not midnight
Pesto and
warehouse
mortar.
in Macau. Yeah,
Pesto and mortars. That's how they has here.
Yeah, I was hearing something on Thai curries too. Like there's actually a chemistry difference of when you're doing a pestle and mortar smash,
yep.
garlic and all
It does.
these, as
It
opposed
does.
to
It tastes better. You get the oil.
Yeah,
You get the oil. And when you do
Well-
the green curry, once you get the oil and then you add the weed. Ooh.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the Mexican? They're made out of stone, where they grind up the corn.
Yep.
Don't tell anybody because panic will set in. They're made out of basalt. They're made out of basalt, which is volcanic flow, and there's probably heavy metals in it. So we're poisoning. Yeah.
that's something I've always
Put that
been
in my
concerned
soil.
about.
That's in my soul.
I'm plenty of heavy metal in me, but it's the musical kind.
Right. Yeah.
There's old one, new ones. I like it all.
That's why I was concerned about those barbecue stones, you know, those lava stones that you barbecue with.
Uh-huh.
Like
Those are actually scoria, not pumice, which check it out, Scoria. Obviously it's from a lava flow, but it's a different part of the flow. Pumice is like the foam.
yeah,
And
but
it's
can
actually-
that have heavy metals in it though?
No,
it's
it
glass.
doesn't.
It's 100% glass.
We use it
If
all
you
the
talk-
time for aquaponics as an inert medium in place of, it's
So
much cheaper
good.
than all
It's so
the
good
brown
for
stuff.
the fungi and the
Yeah.
bacteria to live in the soil.
You
And
can
that's
tell
If
great.
you were to talk to a geologist and ask him about, ask he or her about pumice, they would say, "Oh, you mean volcanic glass?" Because that's exactly what it is. It's completely inert.
So much better than perlites and
Oh, fuck yeah. Perlite moves around in your soil and eventually it's at the top and a wind comes along.
It's
And there's
fun.
your,
Yep.
yeah, there you go. Where when you put pumice in your soil mix, it isn't going anywhere.
It entrenches and it's got such many fine nooks and crannies. Roots just grab it
Right.
and keep it. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
So that's safe. So the red pumice is totally cool.
I
Yeah.
buy bags of it from Indonesia. It's very cheap where I live. It's
comes-
like one
it
of the
comes in-
cheapest.
I'm in volcano country, so pumice is everywhere. When you go to a landscape yard that supplies to landscape professionals, you'll have three colors. The red is iron oxide. That's good.
Yep. Mhm.
There's the standard gray, which is pretty much inert, and then the black is actually called obsidian. And 100 years ago, they actually used to shape it like diamonds and for doorknobs, obsidian doorknobs. But,
Yeah. Now I've been up to Glass Mountain up on the Oregon, California border, up in the lava beds national park.
Yeah, right.
They have Glass Mountain that just has just like giant chunks of obsidian.
Yeah.
Well, that's what makes our soil so good here is you had 200 million years of volcanoes. So
Yes.
the soils are really rich in basalt deposits that just extended over, God.
Oh, your weather too, man.
Does that
Well,
mean,
yeah,
does it
yeah,
have,
you're welcome.
are there heavy metals in the soil though? Like high amounts of heavy metals?
Well, right behind tourism, agriculture is the biggest industry in Oregon
Yeah.
with the highest percentage of organic farms. You have to understand something. This cannabis deal and heavy metals, these laws were written by the people that were going to benefit the industry. They're applying standards that do not exist in any other commodity, food commodity, beverage. It would be impossible. We'd all just be over at Walmart buying bottles of vitamins because nothing would be safe to consume.
Well, that's what I've seen here in Bay Area, in Salinas and Watsonville.
Dude, that's
There's
China.
tons of. There's cadmium everywhere in the soil. So like the spinach,
Exactly.
the organic spinach and kale and all the leafy greens, they're loaded with.
Well, here's my question. When I was talking about using rice hulls about 15 years ago, out come the clackers. Well, rice hulls has arsenic. I said, well, where's all these dead Chinese and Indians? Fuck, they eat rice 3 times a day. How come they're not falling over? Well,
I've seen I know near Norman, Oklahoma, there's a vein of arsenic in the soil, and I've seen cannabis people test hot for it just because the natural ground was high in it in that particular area.
And that's the problem with hemp and cannabis, that it will extract, if there's a little bit in there, it'll still sequester it. So it's going to get in your plants.
Yeah, you grow fiber hemp the first year or two, and suck everything out of the ground, and then put your good stuff in.
Yeah, leach it all out and turn it into concrete.
This is what happens when you have people writing agricultural laws who have no experience in anything related to agronomy. All they know is spreadsheets, return on investments.
The people who burned them, that's what they
do. Welcome to the Thai agricultural sector. And Coot described it really well, sir. You nailed it right on the head. People ask me, are you going to mess up the soil in Thailand? I will do it. This is the kingdom of the MSO. So you're Johnny come lately, ain't going to do shit to the fucking dog pile.
I still think we need to do the crowd. I think we need to put together a crowdfunded thing and get Coot his Captain CalMag outfit and someone to call
Amen, dude. Amen.
And see Coot at BizCon just like reacting to all
that has to be the funniest canard of all time. It used to be called, remember about 15 years ago, it was the CalMag lockout. And we dropped that now because Botanicare came out with a product called CalMag. So now it's just really, I got to do CalMag because I saw something in there and it looks like it's deficient. In what? Other than what? Logic? Deficient in logic? Basic understanding of botany or what?
That's what marketing is for. Marketing convinces people they need something they don't actually need.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Well, don't forget, you have Fox Farms, very offensive as a white man with dreadlocks, Gringo Rasta line. That was clearly, whoever thought that was a good fucking idea for a product line. Like, are you fucking crazy?
What kind of shit when they did that?
I got 7 days time out from Gypsy Nirvana over at IC Mag for asking the factory rep from Fox Farms. They had a mix where you took a bag of the ocean forest, a bag of the happy frog, and this other shit called Light Warrior, and they called it the moonshine mix. And he was conducting a thing, not with video, but vocal, a special event room. And so I was in there and I asked him, I said, did you guys come up with this after like an 8-hour drunk in a Mexican restaurant? Came back and got together.
Yeah, that was a result of a binge party, right?
Yeah,
there's a good binge party.
Yeah,
and you came up with moonshine, motherfucker.
That was moonshine mix. That was the
you are such a rebel.
It was such crap, fuck.
It's just a marketing scam. It's a ploy to sell a product. It doesn't mean it's good.
You're selling an image, a dream, a hope, a concept. Yeah, exactly.
Thank God they didn't name it like Popcorn Sutton Special.
There's been a lot of hits and misses, but if the more informed people are and the more actual hands-on gardening experience they have, they can recognize what their plants actually need if they're paying attention to them.
Right.
If they're just taking someone else's word for it, they're going to be buying shit all the time. And when I went into a Armenian gangster's place in LA years ago, and I just started laughing, and this is an Armenian gangster, and he's got a white hippie laughing in his face. And he said, "What's so funny, bro? What's so funny, bro?" And I said, "Well, your recipe is 27 bottles, 7 of which are redundant." And he went, "What?" I said,
You have to be talking.
This product do the same fucking job. So why would you use the same product 3 different times in your recipe? This product, you don't need it long because you already have this one, that one. That's just you can do a better job with just these if you're going that route.
27 bottles. You have to be talking about advanced nutrients, which ironically is an oxymoron. It's neither. It's not advanced. And it's not nutrients.
It should be called advanced.
Brendan knows all about them.
And newsflash, I did work for the Evil Empire in like 2009. Yeah. I know
Strikes back.
Yeah, I know Mike. I mean, his mind is all about marketing and creating hype. That's what he does.
Yeah.
He does it really well. Yeah.
Remember Rosebud magazine?
Sure.
Yeah. I knew Mike when he was in Portland. He was in Portland before he went to BC. He was actually from Kentucky, some little shithole.
No, he's from Chicago.
Well, his official list address that he filed with the state of Washington listed as this.
What name did you know him as? Because he used to go by different names, also. I mean,
okay,
right. So depending which story, which version.
Okay. Yeah.
Like I knew his actual mother, and I know his brother. Like I knew his, there's a different level. I won't get into spread about. He's a very interesting dude in real life.
Did you know? Did he ever tell you about his product here in Portland? It was like Blue Moon Organics or something like that. He sold it at a Saturday market in Eugene.
He had the dry salts in the big containers up there, like way back. Yeah.
Okay.
He didn't get into liquid stuff, but he partnered up with all those other guys, and that's when things got really, really, shall we say, 99.5% water and a lot of hype.
No.
Yeah.
I usually go for stuff that's 99% water just to feel really good. Yeah. I'm not going to stick with 95%. I want 99. God damn it.
Yeah. Well, one of his products was literally 99.5%.
The rest is urea.
And the funny part is, the way the state registrations go, every state has its own set of rules. You can only put on your label what you can declare in a consistent percentage, and it shows up in their tests for it. But some of their tests couldn't even measure the shit. So he had stuff in there that they never found, but he couldn't declare it. But in the, back in the black market days, you could hype it up with all that, and people would go for it because they think it's cool. It would work in a certain level. But
here's how it works now. Say you have a product you're consider buying. So you go to a search engine, you type in the exact name of the product. If it's 2 words and they're stuck together, you have to do it that way. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then you type in a colon and then a space, and then you type in MSDS, which stands for Material Safety Data Sheet. That's you know what they are. And boom, up will come. You can find on anything. So products that cost $500, $600 a gallon, you come to find out it's got alfalfa extract and some lab bacteria.
I won't throw someone into the bus. One of the worst ones I saw was somebody was literally buying commercial grade septic tank cleaner and then diluting it 90% and then calling it line cleaner.
Yeah.
And marking the price up drastically. And I'm like, you're buying a gallon of shit for $20 at Home Depot. Yeah, that's what they were doing.
Hey,
And
I gotta get running. But I gotta go, guys. But anyway, it's cool seeing y'all.
Anyway,
Thanks
all
for
right,
the
take
invite.
care.
Coming.
Nice
Bye-bye.
seeing everyone and all these different
Nice to
parts
meet
of the
you.
planet.
Bye now.
Cheers.
Guys, have a good one. All
Bye
right.
now.
Also,
We'll do it.
we also had Chris Guerrero join us as well. Thanks
Good
for joining
evening.
us. You're muted there, Chris.
Evening. How you guys doing?
Doing
Good.
good.
Good, man.
I
Awesome,
have to
awesome.
go as well. I gotta go because I gotta go feed the dogs. I just want to say thank you very much, Wes. Thank you, Potent. Everybody else that was here. Thank you, Coot. And by the way, Wes used you. I already told him to come, but he said, "Oh, Coot's coming, so come in." You know what I mean, man. I was, I love being here. Thank you very much for the invite, and I'll talk to y'all later.
Peace.
Now, thank
You
you,
good.
Coot.
Take care, man.
This is I was throwing this up here. So this was by, hold on, let me make sure I get his name right. Brian 4:20 p.m. Instagram has this cool spreadsheet of the different nutrients. This is like the main nutrients that are sold in the US. And an average price per, square meter per kilo. Or however it is. And then Floramax being the worst end, and GH Flora Pro being the cheaper end, and dry and liquid.
Jesus
That's the
Christ.
top 5. And then this is the average, which I thought was interesting, the ppm values for the NPK.
So small, I can't see it.
Well, I can throw the link to this up in chat. This is a publicly available spreadsheet, but yeah, it's pretty cool. He has the breakdown of the different components and what they provide and nutrient ppms. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I hope we can get him on the show one day, but we were just talking about those different companies, so I thought we'd throw that up there.
Well, that he did the homework to put all that together is pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's a lot of homework.
Yeah. That's binge internet night, just like finding everyone's shit, then saving it in a different spreadsheet page and then correlating the data and mapping it out like that. That's a big project. And then they change their prices or add a new product line. He has to do it all over again.
Yeah.
It just shows it, but what, not that long ago when it was still a black market in most places and the price per pound was up here, people would spend this much on nutrients, but now the price is here. They're not going to spend this. They're going to find better ways. And there's way better ways to do stuff, as you guys know. You don't have to spend $1,000 to grow $1,000 worth of weed. Yeah.
You're
You
right.
could do it for
Well,
10.
or less than $400, as in Oregon.
Right.
I mean,
Scary.
fuck, it's brutal. I saw the lowest price I'd seen in front of a dispensary over at the Oregon coast, $30 an ounce. That's like 1970 prices.
That's
I
me.
mean, we're talking
like-
over half a century ago.
I mean,
Somebody-
in the mid
Yeah, but imagine what that $30 bought you back then. Like,
Yeah,
Hey,
you can
that
at
was a
least get
dime bag.
high,
That was
you know.
but like the dime bag in the 70s was like basically, the size of 2
Yeah.
fingers. It was, when people would look at you, we had our street salute. Like they weren't like this. They wanted a nickel. They wanted a dime. If they wanted a quarter pounder, they put their fist over their heart. Like that was all these stupid gestures. If a guy went like this to me, I mean, he wanted a pound.
Elbow, elbow.
Hey, bro, that'll take a while. I'll be back. But that's like you said. It's damn near 50 years ago when I was. It was. I think it was 76 that I was really slinging a lot on my paper route from my bicycle.
Right.
And that's the thing that it was everybody had the little nickel dime, and I'd go through that $300 pound pretty damn fast.
The problem in that whole scenario, that was really the cannabis culture era.
Yeah,
Is that everything was on a front. The closer you were to the source, the importers,
yeah,
you got it fronted to you. You had to front it to people. They had to front it. So, and everything was linchpin on everyone's going to be honest and pay this up, but along comes cocaine, women, drinking. I mean, the wheels come off the car. I mean, that's the way life works. And
I was in New York then, and we basically pre-ordered. Like we were told, like, hey, in 10 weeks we got stuff coming in. And get how much you want. I want this. I want that. I want that. And we were pre-ordering, and it was cash in a barrel, and you got yours. You didn't have the money, and you get your ass beat.
See, that was the secret. If you wanted to make money, if you were on the West Coast and you were growing in the so-called black market era, your goal was to get it to New York, because there you would get far more money than you ever would going to get on the West Coast. Philly, New York, Boston, cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. And guys with too many vowels in their last name, their cousin Anthony, it's Santino and Guido. Yeah,
lots of Tonys. Lots of Tonys.
Yeah. With the strangest nicknames, like, why would they call you that? It's none of my business. So
I grew up in Italian neighborhood. I'm not Italian, so I grew up in New York City.
Yeah.
That was the drill where I was. Yeah.
Right.
They added a vowel to my name to make me fit in.
Yeah. That's funny.
Well, it just shows how much our world has changed. I mean, the world in general has changed, but the weed world it's gone. In 1975, I didn't know there was male and female plants. I didn't know there was 3 different basic families. We knew that. We used to break the albums out and shake it to make the seeds roll out. Like, that was just how we did it.
Yeah. Or the lid of a pair, when you go get a pair of shoes, the lid to the box, you use that to clean your weed. Collect seeds for what? I got more seeds. You didn't even think about it, because everything you got. It wasn't until the domestic kicked in the late 70s that all of a sudden there was this thing called sensimilla. And the guys in South America decided that moving cocaine was a lot more profitable than bringing in shit weed. So the whole thing.
I had cousins in Florida, and they actually had T-shirts that said "Save the bales."
Yeah.
Because they would actually take the boat out and bring in the bales, and if a bale of cocaine was worth $1 million, a bale of weed was worth $1,000. Like, guess what? We're gonna do. Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
And then when radar improved, that changed that game. The guys used to fly it in, 50 feet over the water, but now they can track that.
Yeah. They used to bring it also on the other side of the Pacific. Because you had all those ports in California with a lot of recreational craft, San Diego, San Clemente, or Dana Point, so they were all Long Beach. So there are always a lot of boats, yachts, whatever you want to call it. Well, when good weed was $3,200 a pound, like high sticks and whatever, it was worthwhile. But Colombia, in fact, I wouldn't have taken a pickup truck load of it. I mean,
my cousin would quote unquote deliver a yacht from Hawaii to California for a rich dude, but it was supplemented. It was drastically supplemented, and he'd have like a ton of weed in that damn boat. Yeah.
I knew about people hiring a captain and a mate to take the boats from the West Coast to Hawaii or vice versa for rich people that were relocating, whatever.
Yeah. My cousin was one of those guys, and he had a good gig, but when it lasted, because he brought them their boat, and he also was bringing over, and plus because the marina, everybody knew the boat, so they wouldn't even walk on it. They were just like, oh, that's so and so, the mega billionaire's boat coming in. They just let it go.
Right. Good cover. Really good cover.
The word gangbusters worked too well.
Yeah.
His friend got greedy, and that's when things went wrong. And I think it was about 1991 when one of them got popped, and then that ruined the whole. It was over at that point. But from the late 70s all the way through the 80s, they were doing those boat runs and just killing it.
No room for adventurers anymore.
Well, the adventure is going backwards and refining those land races and cleaning them up, and trying to reintroduce people to what it meant. Because
Oh, that I was talking. No, I was talking about just the sector, the industry.
Yeah. Mhm.
I mean, the guys like me and others, they got big loads, move big loads, and you move big loads not because you thought it was good weed, so you could buy good weed. I mean,
Yeah.
if you could move a couple 100 pounds of shit Colombian, that'd give you enough money to buy a few ounces of Thai sticks, as an example.
Right.
And then the
Oh.
goddamn domestic came along and it was all expensive. There was no more imports. I mean, cocaine killed imports dramatically at
Yeah.
the end of the 70s because it was cocaine, the disco deal,
And
and domestic.
Miami still has a serious problem with inbound cocaine.
Yeah.
I had a fun week. I forgot forgot this happened yesterday. I don't know how I forgot. Actually, I told Brendan about this already.
Yeah.
So yesterday, we start the day off. Here's fucking helicopters. It's like, huh, that's weird.
Jeez.
We're in the middle of
fuck.
nowhere, and
Oh, wow.
all of a sudden, there's a chopper very low altitude circling the farm,
Oh, God.
and so we go to the workshop where we have the edible production, all the rest of that stuff, and then have to run back to grab some packages, and the full goon squad's there. They have two choppers, one with a net and all for like eradication stuff, and then the main chopper above, and if everything's fully licensed, right? So they come up with like 6 SUVs, 4 dudes on ATVs that came in through the back of the property along like the deer trails and stuff, and surrounded the whole place and basically wanted to search the whole property, and anyways, had to be like, here's our paperwork, here's the registration for all of our shit, like, and speed dialed the cannabis registration department for the state we were at. And yeah, so after about an hour of arguing back and forth, they fucked off. And that was I've never seen them bring 2 choppers before. 1 chopper I've seen and had before, but 2 choppers.
They
That's
could have
new
paid $50,000 in legal fees if they just researched the address for the license.
Well, not only that, it's like 10K an hour between the pilot and the chopper. Like,
Oh,
they
yeah.
just wasted 2 choppers, I'm sure, for minimum 2 to 3 hours worth of
If that many
public
cops
taxpayer
show up,
funds.
it's probably 50 grand for everything all together. All the
Yeah,
cops,
well,
all the
2
fuel, all the
choppers. Yeah, well, multiply that by 2 for both choppers, plus all the goons.
Yep. Which could have been solved if they just were thorough and said, you know what, this address is legitimate, but this one isn't. Let's go to this one.
Yeah, if they had simply fed both of them into a spreadsheet and then asked it to compare them, they could have figured out the register.
Money is no object to those people. Money is no object.
It's not their money, right.
Infinite supply. The tax cattle keep giving it.
Again, first time seeing 2 choppers and not just 1. That was the first. Is it like Grand Theft Auto, where you get like more stars, you get the more choppers? Is that how that works? I'm older now, so I get a second chopper. Anyways,
Yeah,
that was
about
just
3 stars.
fun and scary way to start the day on the day after Labor Day.
No coffee needed after that. And you
at
need to
least
smoke again.
At least they didn't come knocking on the door at 6 in the morning, you know?
Oh, Jesus. Has this happened before?
I haven't been through an early morning raid, but that's the 3rd time I've been to a facility that had a chopper come and we had to go show our paperwork.
Oh,
Why are they doing it? There must be a
Because
reason.
they're fucking lazy. We're in an area that's known for weed growing, so they're just flying over with the helicopter search chopper, and then if they see plants, they just send the goon squad after that property. And then they figure out what's going on once they're on the ground because they're fucking lazy.
And
Oh my
it's
God.
Kentucky. And it's Kentucky.
No,
They
not
don't
in Kentucky.
have they don't have a freaking map of
every property that is licensed?
They're supposed to.
Oh my
Right.
God, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, see, this is
Wow.
the shit where it's like basic State Department fucking morons that just have nothing else better to do but write people traffic tickets and harass cannabis growers that are legally registered in the state they're in, which is fucking stupid.
That's ridiculous, dude. Sorry you gotta go through that, man.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know, it's whatever. It didn't bother me very much because it's like, well, we have all our paperwork. Like, what the fuck are they gonna do? Like, basically tell them to get the fuck off the property and show them the paperwork and tell them, like, you have no warrant. Come back with a warrant.
And
if you
you're
wanna search
and you're
the
still
place.
in Thailand.
No. I'm back in the States for a bit. My pops had to have surgery and stuff, so I'm back in the States for a while.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm over here thinking it's Thailand that they're
No. If this was Thailand, it would have been much easier. It would have been, okay, go get my wallet.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, no,
exactly.
that's what I was thinking was gonna happen.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I got it.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. I'm in the South at the moment, so
Oh, I'm sorry. That sucks.
it's all right. It's very nice here. Can't complain.
I mean, my family's from the South, as you know. My family comes from Oklahoma, Missouri, and Texas. The greatest states in the South. So yeah, they left, like I said before, they left during the Dust Bowl and made their way west to Salinas, California, where they became farmers there.
Right.
So yeah. Man, that sucks. Yeah, well, I mean, I'm so glad that finally some of the southern states are finally jumping on the medical. They're going to be doing something legal there.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, like, the South isn't super bad. So this is, I always like showing this because it's fucking hilarious. Down in Durant, where I used to live, they have all kind. And yeah, it's deep in the South, but they have like male review thing, pop punk night, LGBT night, midget wrestling.
I
Like,
love little people wrestling. Yes, that's my
drag
favorite
show.
wrestling.
So like, you think of
Oh,
the South as like a super conservative place, but it's not really. Like, it's a little more crazy than I think people realize. I had somebody else today message me and that I was talking to, and they were gonna come visit, and I was like, they're like, yeah, but that state sucks, and I'm like, yeah, no, but like maybe certain parts of it do, but there's some lot of cool places I think that are like little liberal, like Asheville, North Carolina, super fucking dope. But you would think North Carolina is like, oh, not a cool place, but that place is, in my opinion, is at least as cool as Austin, but like not quite as expensive. The people there, like, just wacky, like Appalachian alternative people that can like hunt and fish and appreciate good music. So it's like, I don't know, a little different.
how's
I
your
think
dogs
people
doing?
My dogs are doing great. I will have my dogs, but well, I went and saw them the other day, but I'll have my dogs with me here hopefully in a couple weeks before the end of the
Hell
month.
yeah, dude.
At least that's the plan. We'll see. Might be
That
October,
must
but
be exciting, dude.
yeah, it was fun to play with them for a little bit there when I was in Oklahoma.
Were they in quarantine?
No, they're in Oklahoma where my buddy has been watching for me while I've been
Okay.
out of town.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. Oh yeah.
Actually,
So
not too far from where Brendan is. He actually runs them with a bicycle, and they have a sled dog rig. And he
oh
runs
no
them down
way.
the street. Oh yeah, hold on, I can pull it up. Pretty dope.
They can, those fuckers can run.
Oh yeah.
We'll have to
Oh,
do the
yeah.
Iditarod now.
Oh yeah.
You could make like a Roman chariot and they could pull it no problem. Like they Draco's got some, he's got some torque.
There are those fish again. That just reminds me, I feel bad now thinking about Pee Wee Herman. Shout out Pee Wee Herman.
Yeah,
Shout out.
he did it his way.
Yeah. Where those fish are talking to me sometimes. Oh, dude. Sick.
That's how you walk wolf dogs.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah,
Let's go.
except when they turn left and you don't. Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus.
My buddy,
Oh.
they kept going hardcore, and my buddy wanted to turn, and they didn't. He got hauled down pretty good. But
Yeah, that's
they're good
beautiful.
for the most part. They also they're pretty good at, like, I guess, harassing the local coyotes too, which has made them popular.
Wow, where's that at, Coot? That's beautiful.
That's where I live. That's where I walk every day. I do. I'm up to 6 miles a day.
damn.
Oh, hell yeah.
Keep the diabetes under control.
Oh yeah. Congratulations, dude. That's awesome.
Thank you.
And that's beautiful too.
Yeah, that's the Clackamas River. It flows out of the Mount Hood Forest. That's snow melt. So water's as pure as you can get. There's
Oh,
no industry. There's no industry. It's a salmon run. There's eels. I've seen blue heron. I've seen osprey. I've seen deer. I've seen hawks, a bald eagle, and of course rabbits and squirrels, like you would expect. They're
So
pretty
is
domesticated.
Is it a single track trail? Is it like
Yeah. Yeah,
or is
it's
it like a real paved trail, or is it just
yes.
like a
I'm
dirt?
sorry, yeah, it is paved. So
Oh, okay.
bicyclists and people pushing a child in a
Strollers.
strollers. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so it's for everybody.
So I guess
Anybody.
you can take your dogs up there and get towed down the bike path.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm.
Yeah, a lot of. In fact, it's kind of a community because you get to know people, so they all know my dog, and you stop and say hello to each other, and everybody's out just trying to get some exercise and get away from the computer.
Mhm.
Yeah, I was able to cut my. Well, it's a test they give you, and it's the previous 90 days, and so it gives you your average hemoglobin level. It's called A1C. Capital A, numeral 1, and lowercase c. I don't know what it means, but anyway, so 8 is you keep going, you're going to the hospital. So I dropped mine all the way down to 5.6. So that was like
So you're in way safer zone, because once you get above 6, 7, then you're in danger. And people would know,
Right.
like, yeah.
right. So I dropped it 30% just from quit eating sugar
Mhm.
and manufactured food.
Yeah, processed food will fuck you up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Big time.
Especially the older you get, like your body can't digest it. It just builds up in your system.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, they don't tell you that poor eating habits can kill you faster than cigarettes, but it sure as fuck can.
the leading cause of amputations in this country, well, in the Western world, is diabetes. If you see somebody in a wheelchair and if their leg is cut off below the knee or
Yeah.
their foot right above the ankle, you can go to the bank that it's diabetes. It's also the leading cause of adult onset blindness. It's your body falls apart. It just your nervous system shuts down in your eyes, in your feet, neuropathy. You lose sensation in your feet. And I had a couple of scares, and so I just got serious about it and just quit eating sugar and quit eating anything manufactured.
Like when I got off sugar and processed foods, even mental clarity, everything improved, like fast.
All of it. All of it.
Mhm. Huge difference. And my weight is totally manageable. I don't gain weight anymore. I never got super heavy, but like noticeable difference for me. Just basic stuff.
I went from 230 down to 265. So 65 pounds.
Down to 165.
165, yeah.
I'm sorry, yeah, 165. Sorry, yeah. Excuse me. I haven't
I'm
weighed
riding
that since high.
I'm riding my
Haven't
bike
weighed that.
now.
Oh, good. That's really good exercise.
But yeah, I'm riding my bike now. I'm gonna be racing with my wife in cyclocross. So she's gonna be competing in the world single speed championship this year, and she's gonna be racing also track lacrosse. Also,
What's that?
track lacrosse is like those when you pedal, it moves, and if you pedal backwards, it moves backwards. You pedal there's no brakes.
And
Yeah, it's a
fixie.
fixie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
My
yeah,
cousin
she's
Nikki does that.
racing
That's
those.
just crazy.
Oh,
Yeah. So she's crazy. She's fucking an awesome athlete and stuff. So I'm gonna be the fat guy on the back end of the pack, honking my horn until I'm able to keep up with them. So I started riding my bike more, and I'm just gonna still swim because I love swimming, but I'm gonna also be now riding my bike and getting on that, and hopefully I'll lose 100 pounds again from riding my bike and get back into shape. So
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you cut sugar and processed food out and get on your bike, it won't even be hard to lose the weight. It'll be easy. Yeah.
I know. It's just I like that shit.
It's a mental switch. It's a mental switch. You hit a certain age, it gets harder and harder to get that shit off.
Yeah. I don't eat I don't eat fast food a lot. I don't eat a lot of that stuff, but I do eat sometimes like let's say, chicken wings from when you buy them in a bag from the store in the frozen food area. I'll eat some of those. Like if they have the chicken sandwiches or something like that, chicken tender sandwiches that are frozen in the freezer area, I'll have those. I know I shouldn't be having that, but but then I do eat a lot of chicken breasts. I do eat a lot more chicken than I do beef. I don't eat a lot of beef, but I do eat sometimes. So like maybe 9 meals I'll eat chicken, and the other meal I'll eat beef, or I'll eat pork or something like that. But I don't usually eat a lot of that stuff. It's usually white meat, or I do unless I eat the wings, which I do like. So I try not to do that, but I know I got to get on it. There's apps where you can keep track of your food, and it keeps track of your calories and everything. Almost everything's in there that you could possibly think of. That keeps track of your food. Yeah, it's one of the things that's the most addictive things in the world is sugar.
Absolutely.
If not the most addictive thing.
Yeah.
So it's a hard habit to break. I want to break it.
It isn't. It isn't. It's once you, it's a, you flick a switch in your head and you say,
I
I'm done with
agree
this
with
shit.
what you're saying.
I did it.
I
I
agree
know it
with
can
you
be done.
saying.
Yeah.
You're talking to like I know I can do it. I've lost the weight. I've cut down on my carbs and I've cut down on my sugar intake.
Mhm.
I want to do it. It's there for me to do it. It's I just really like to eat food. You know,
Well,
like to have
you
to
change your relationship with food because what's triggering you to eat is probably some other emotional thing. When you understand what that is,
Oh yeah, I
you
get
can-
stressed out all the time, man. I got people in this community trying to change my show, trying to make me change my show constantly. People always, you know, like it's just like, dude, my show is what my show is, dude. You know, we hang out. It's more about the people, and it's more about the community, and less about the plant. So more about people, meeting people that have like interests and want to talk about it, and with some people that are not, because a lot of times when we talk to other people that don't grow, that don't garden, because like I'm changing my show to, because I don't want people to think that it's only about gardening one thing, because I garden a lot of different things and I'm proud of a lot of different plants that I grow. I grow peppers. I have like 49 peppers plants and
Wow.
stuff. You know, so like I really enjoy growing peppers and I enjoy growing other things. So it's like I don't want to be in a more inclusive community. Like I don't want it to be so serious. Like everything's got to be serious with cannabis. Like it's a medicine. Yes, it's a medicine. I agree. But everything doesn't have to be so goddamn serious about growing.
I would
know what I
use
mean?
the word. I would use the word dogmatic.
I wanted to
I mean,
just say
seriously.
before we get too far from it, they need to make an Arlie Army DLC for that food app. So like if you eat too many calories, Arlie Army like screams at you with an AI version of Arlie Army. That would be great. No, to your point though, I mean that's why I kind of switched the format of my show to be just more of a one-on-one interview, or maybe me and one other co-panelist, to have more of a straightforward, serious side. And then also like this show is kind of the opposite of that, where we can all kind of just bullshit and talk about whatever, and like talk about, like we were just talking about, like the food stuff or whatever else. Like it's more of that laid back kind of format, like I think more akin to like your shows.
Yeah. Yeah, it sucks when, yeah, it just sucks when people think that they're trying to help and everybody else is saying keep it the same way.
Well, people
Keep it the
fear
same
change,
way.
but they fear change. Even though they don't understand it could be better, they still fear change. That's the problem with society in general. It's too much fear-based everything. I mean,
You
why not
should
open
do
your
the
mind to other possibility, right?
I
you
think the
should do the
biggest
show
thing,
that you're comfortable with, and that'll
Right.
attract the people that are comfortable with what you have to present. You
Mhm.
can't keep. There's an old story about the guy with the donkey, and it goes something like this. He comes across one guy, says he's in the desert, and he says, "Why are you walking the donkey? You should get on the donkey. It's a beast of burden." So he rides the donkey, and all these people are telling him to do different things, and finally gets to a river. And should he ride across or should he walk it across? And eventually he loses control of the animal, and the animal gets washed away and goes over the cliff and dies. So the moral of the story is, if you try to please everybody, you're going to lose your ass. So you got to do
Oh, I know.
you got to do
Oh, I know.
what
Right.
you're comfortable with, you know, and leave it
You-
at that.
Exactly. Because I'm not beholden to anybody other people are beholden to, they're relying on somebody else. I'm not relying on anybody to
Mhm.
do the things I'm doing.
Then you should just
Uh,
separate that. That's make it abundantly clear. This is what I do. If you want to do something else, go ahead.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and that's I think people are hating on that.
Hey,
And
get
I
used
don't, I
to
don't,
it. This is
I know.
this is a hate filled
Yeah.
paradigm.
It's
You
a
don't
whole lot
use
of
my,
armchair
you don't do
quarterback.
it my way, blah blah blah. Yeah.
I think one thing I think that could help you though is doing like a highlight reel or like just figuring out like if there is a thing, write down the timestamp and then clipping them together after the show or something would make it a little easier to like find some of the cooler content on your shows. Might be an additional thing to add on top of what you're doing to like help people find that.
Hey, the reality is, other than selling seed, the only people that are going to make money for the next several years in the cannabis sector are going to be corporations. They have the money to set it up, to automate it, to streamline it, to produce. It's all about yield, 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 yield.
But
When you're
it's-
turning the majority of the crop into cartridges and pre-rolls, that's the reality. You don't have to be good. You don't have to be good.
And guys were crossbreeding 9-pound hammer with other strains because 9-pound hammer was just massive yield or just tastes like ass, but they were just growing it to make more carts and more pre-rolls,
Yep.
blending it.
Yeah. Grind it up, spray it, and put it through the pre-roll machine.
And they'll mix it up with something that tastes good. So your first flavor
Yeah.
will be something, and then that's it.
And you're only putting a gram in, with at least the ones. I wouldn't call them associates. I know them, and that's they had to turn to. They come to them with the equipment. You give them your button. It's verified and all that. And they do a gram of pre-roll. They put it in the machine. It grinds it, spits them out. And they get $1.50 a pre-roll. $1.50 a gram is about double what you get per pound. So that's how bad it is.
Well,
Not quite like 1.75 times what you can get for a pound. So.
Well, if they're making $400 a pound, they're going to do whatever they got to do to float their boat. They're going to have to go that route.
Yeah, they got employees to pay for.
Yeah.
They got trimmers and
Mhm.
but
It's
all the
unsustainable.
the money just got snapped out from under them.
It was a rug pull. Definitely a big on a corporate scale rug pull in a lot of states. They overproduced and then just waited till guys were wounded, then pulled the rug out from under them.
Yep.
So they're buried in tax debt and shit and county taxes and this, that, and they can't pay them. They're just a lot of guys are closing up. Going out of business.
The West Coast is in shambles.
Yeah.
From Canada to Mexico.
Mhm.
Overproduction.
California, and then there's only a few that are doing okay.
Yeah. I mean, shit, Oregon, which doesn't even have sales tax on anything except cannabis, is 28.5%.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, we're cheap. Washington's,
No, I agree.
Washington's 35, and you get into California, you can get 40%.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. 40%. Absolutely.
I deal with it all the time. I mean, I don't really deal with it. Hold on, let me recheck. Once in a while, I'll go get a vape pen because it's just so much easier to hit when you're places and stuff. But that's the only thing that we buy there. I don't buy flour there. I don't buy any of that stuff. I can't produce my own vape pens, not yet. Maybe one day in the future, I'll be able to do my own vape pens.
You can, you just haven't. So,
I haven't yet. Yeah.
Oh, really? Yeah. You can make your own?
I'm pretty sure there's lots of people that fill their own cart. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Yeah, we have do cart.
I'm sure Potent could fucking do it. Could tell us
Yeah,
how
so
to do it.
So you can, there's a couple of ways. So the small scale, you can do it with like a syringe where the top comes off. You fill it up and then you pop the top back on, seals. But if you're doing a lot of them, they make robot machines. Let me pull it up. They're pretty cool, actually. That do it.
Wow. TO cards, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah,
I mean, there's
I would
a time and a place for it. There's a time and a place for it. I mean, like, come on, like, I mean, standing in line somewhere,
All right, that's easy
Yeah,
enough.
see? So
Yeah.
it's like an automated thing that just goes down the line and fills them to the right amount.
Okay, I got it.
Oh, dude. Are we sure we're not watching some like X-Men thing where they're gonna like put that into somebody's vein to make him a super soldier?
Anyway,
We're
so
watching the
that's-
Pfizer vaccine being made.
So how many
There you
hits do
go.
you get off one of those vials?
What's that? Each one's a
many hits
gram.
would-
Sometimes they have 2 or 5 gram carts, but most of the time they're 1 gram.
So how many hits do you get off a 2-gram card?
Oh, you don't want a 2-gram cart.
Yeah, usually I don't get the
Good.
2 gram carts. But
Yeah, for-
on a 1 gram cart, I don't know. I've never sat counted. Let's ask Chat GPT. This is a
No, but
comically stupid thing to
Steve,
ask Chat
hold
GPT.
on. Is the kind of hit you would take versus the kind of hit I would take? I'd get 3 times as many hits as you. Because I
So,
don't take,
Chat
Big hits.
Gotcha.
so Coot,
How
the problem
many
with
hits
having
does a
more
1
grams,
gram- Good.
the problem with having more than 1 gram in the cart is that it starts tasting like crap, and then you'll have crappy tasting
I gotcha.
stuff. So if
I
you
gotcha.
could, if you were filling it yourself, you'd only want to fill it up to 0.5 gram. And that way you're getting full flavor all the way through. And
Okay.
I think they said that you're supposed to get like anywhere between 60 and 40 hits off of a gram.
So
around
the
there.
If you're taking 10
the
second hits, you're not
industry-
going to get that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so Chat GPT's answer was there are a number of factors that go into it. If one person takes a short 2-second puff or a 6-second puff, they'll get different amounts. Vaporizer efficiency, some are more efficient than others. I'm summarizing. Oil viscosity, thicker oils might vaporize at different rates than thinner ones. I never thought about that. Temperature
Hits heat it up
settings.
differently too. They'll heat up your element and drain your battery more if you do longer hits because it heats up
Yeah.
more. So it's just everything. Yeah.
Temperature
Okay.
settings, how hot you're going to burn it, individual differences. But it says in general, for 1 gram carts between 1 and 200 hits, depending on those factors.
Even I didn't get 100 hits off one, and I'm a lightweight. But
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking 60 to 80.
it's
sounds
not
about
even. One of my Rami would get 30 to 50 hits on a gram.
Well, I'm just trying to think. I just had a cart recently, and I'm trying to think. I guess, yeah, that was probably in the 60 to 80 range.
60
maybe.
to 80 fair range to say what it usually has.
Yeah.
Boy, I really missed out.
What are you talking about? We're putting
missed out on
together the TO cards this week.
Yeah.
You miss giving yourself wet lung. Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't got the wet lungs since these new carts that I'm smoking. No wet lung, no kennel cough kind of thing going on and stuff where I'm constantly coughing and stuff. So yeah, I unfortunately was one of those victims. And I instantly knew something was up with this shit because every time I would smoke it, I would start coughing and everything, and it was like I'm torturing myself. And I swear to you, I thought this guy was getting legit. I think they're called brass knuckles carts, and they were not brass knuckle carts. I think because he had the whole packaging and everything. So I thought these were legit brass knuckle carts. They
Is that
were
a brand?
not. it's a brand. It's a big
brand,
brand
yeah,
on
the brand.
in California.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So I thought it was real brand, but I was duped. And it was on the news, and that's how we found out. Oh, we're like, oh yeah, and we never hit those things again, ever again. And we had like ones that were pretty full still. So it made us cough really hard. Yeah. So yeah, do not get any from your home. I learned a lesson there. Make sure you get them from the dispensary, and even then, hopefully, you hope that they're not knockoffs there.
Mhm.
Yeah,
You know what
they-
it's the vitamin E acetate and stuff, which is really not good for you. You know.
oh
they make
yeah,
it-
most definitely. It's probably something like that. Yeah, because it was horrible. I've never like any of the carts now. Like they're awesome. Yeah, yeah. Let's not talk about that. Buying those ones. Ik steek on the disposable A.
Yeah. I stopped altogether. Honestly, I haven't bought a cart or gotten one in well over a year, and I'm breathing better, noticeably better.
That's
There you
good.
go.
That's good enough for me.
It's good.
There you go.
And I never hit it like most guys hit it. I hit it like
Hey.
a couple hits a day, not a couple hits an hour.
Hey,
I
Wes,
would buy one of those.
Oh my
Wes.
goodness.
If I seen
Yeah,
Coot's
yeah.
face on there,
Did you
I swear to God, if I seen Coot's face on a fucking vape pen thing, I would definitely buy it. I'd be like, oh shit, I'm buying that. I'm about to
check
smoke
out that
one.
picture. Check out the picture of the harvest. Just went into well, it's ready to come out of jars. It's been curing for about 3 months. That's the
And that's the
TO.
one?
Yeah.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
that's nice.
I need some scratchy
And I'm-
smell of it in here.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, those are
and
like
it's,
perfect size nugs
what-
right there.
what terpenes do? Because I haven't smoked your cannabis yet. What terpenes are we getting off of those? Are those like pinene? Are those
Yes.
what terps?
Myrcene, pinene,
Myrcene.
camphor, linalool.
Oh yeah,
Well, camphor is a ketone, not a terpene, but regardless.
yeah.
D-limonene.
So the camphor gives you a like that methylene of type of feel to it, right? Isn't that what the camphor kind of does?
That's what. Yeah, that's what's in
medicate.
yeah, that's what's in mothballs.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's in a lot of cannabis strains.
Yeah.
It's a pesticide terpene
Yeah.
or terpene.
So if I was to walk up on you, would I instantly know you're smoking the one? I mean, not you. Like, is like if I was to walk up onto somebody, is it something like that? A terpene, something like how the Blue Dream, Sunset Sherbert, some like OG and even purple, some purples and stuff. How it has that terp profile to where you actually know it's like holy shit, that's the one right there.
Well, looking at the buds, the picture. Can you show the picture again, please?
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah, that's pleasant.
Yeah, because the colors I thought that I saw, I thought I saw obviously green and subtle hints of yellow. So I'm thinking that one would be more piney, lemony.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. Are you guys like when I come up on you? Am I smelling pine? Am I oh shit?
No, not at all. Not fine at all.
No.
I'm not a no. It smells like Thai. It smells really rich.
Oh.
Yeah, very complex. It's like
It's dense.
overripe
It looks real
mangoes.
dense too. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a really nice smell.
Can you zoom in?
I
on it?
love.
Yeah, keep going. So there we go.
Yeah, there we go. I love the structure of it. I like
Yeah, it
how,
looks nice and
how it's
dense.
nice nugs,
Yeah.
dense, nice nugs. That. Oh yeah, those are nice.
Every one of them. Beautiful.
See,
Well,
you
know,
have to get up there, roll a few blunts, and go for a 6-mile walk with Coot. That way, you're all set.
Oh yeah,
There you go.
that'd be a great way to
No.
spend afternoon.
Yeah.
Are these
You smoke
1 to
that,
1.5
walk
gram
6 miles
buds?
and laugh about it. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say so. I'd say they're point. I'd say those look like 0.75 to 1.5.
The big nugs, big dense. They look dense.
They're big nuts.
Yeah.
They look big. They're very nice.
Yeah, and the smoke when you take a hit like off a bong or a chillum or something, it's got that really rich. There's a lot of smoke, so if you're a person that's not used to smoking, taking big hits, it's you probably have a lot of coughing involved or choking. Really,
is it hard or is it smooth? I know it's thick, heavy smoke.
Oh, it's smooth. Yeah, it's smooth. It just really. It has a lot of impact. It's strong. It's very, very strong cannabis.
Then I better keep walking if I'm going to hit that on that 6-mile walk with you. Because if I sit down, it sounds like I'm going to be over with.
Right. Yeah. Start watching the cloud formations and look, there's birds flying. You know, that kind of thing.
Take a nap under this tree here. Don't mind me.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a good recreational. Go out for a hike in the forest or go down to the coast and watch the waves crash. Like behind me is a place we go all the time on my camera there.
It looks like you could actually like throw that across the room to somebody like a bud. Like if you were to be like, hey,
yes,
hey, you need a bud,
yeah.
and you could like throw it at them and it would hit them hard too.
Yep.
Like that looks like some good solid cannabis right there.
That doesn't look larfy at all. It looks like it's a dense, solid nug. But
No, it's not. Yeah. I've never had any complaints. I have a lot of people take it and form seed companies. I'm up to about 5 right now. So not a sore
Nice.
subject with me. Yeah. I don't get any money, but yeah.
or even any credit from them, but
No, not at all. Yeah. It's what I call the WPF club, Weasel Piss Fuck. Yeah. So
what the? Hey, you see, I'm still waiting for my check in the mail, please. I'm still waiting for my check in the mail, please.
No, my favorite is
send a little cash my way.
I called this one guy, and he's running a commercial soil down in California near Grass Valley, and he's got a product called the Coots Mix.
Yes.
So I call him, right? And I get one of these. Hold on, I'm going to go through a tunnel. I might lose you. That old one, right? And so that was the end of that conversation. You know, so I was probably blocked after that. You know.
Oh, dude, when I fucking went into the store after fucking learning about your mix and everything, not even know who the fuck you were and shit, and just fucking going up into my fucking Green Fire and shit, fucking like reading. So I read something on the internet and I like get the Coots Mix. Everybody's talking about the Coots Mix, so I'm over at Green Fire. I'm like, hey man, where you guys keep the Coots Mix? Where's the Coots Mix at? Coots Mix, where's it at? They're like, what the fuck are you talking about? And I was like, oh shit, okay. Then I went back and seen that you had to make it yourself, so I went and got all the ingredients and started fucking making my own shit. And that was the first soil that I made and shit was with the Coots Mix and stuff. So yeah, that's. But then Peter hooked me up and got me hooked up with some Royal Gold. So I started growing Royal Gold instead. Sorry. It was so easy to get that back.
Listen.
So load it up.
Peter's the guy that's had, and you got to know with a name like this, why would you give yourself a name like Scotty Granola? Sounds like a tennis player, UCLA or something, you know. And frat boy, right? Frat boy written all over him. So
yeah.
Here's the problem with bag soil. Okay.
That
Thanks,
was
Rob.
hilarious when he did a whole temper tantrum about me for like a whole hour. That was fucking awesome.
Who, Peter or Scotty?
Gotti.
Oh yeah, he's really easy to get under the skin. I mean, I ridiculed him for over 2 years about microbial collapse. I said, "Are you sure he wasn't talking about a colon collapse? Maybe you might want to be a little more careful about who you date." That would have had him just screaming and pounding the floor. So
Well, what's really funny is if you listen to his advice on how to key out microbes under a microscope, and then you look at like Matt Power's new book, where he actually qPCR'd and micropin DNA sampled those same exact samples, basically obliterated like half of the traditional microbial keys for fungi and awesome mites and a whole bunch of other things, because now that we can actually test the DNA and see actually what is what, we were way wrong on a whole bunch of stuff, but now we can see it, which is really cool, and it's gotten cheap because of the plague and all that.
I would just
makes
say this:
rapid
you don't
DNA
become a soil microbiologist in a 3-day shake and bake school. I don't care who's teaching it. So I still want to become a ganjier. I'm just trying to come up with the $3,500 so I can.
Hey. I'm gonna try being ganjier too, but I was gonna try to get it for free. Okay. So that's what I was hoping to do. I was trying to talk. I tried to talk to Swami. As you know, I did an interview with him.
Hold on. Are we talking about Swami Jeff?
I'm talking about Swami. Swami.
Oh, never mind.
Swami.
Oh, I was thinking of
And I
Rasta
said it just
Jeff.
like
I'm
that.
sorry.
No, I did it just like that. I said, I was like, "Hi, this is Swami." So yeah, he was who, but yes, I'm gonna try to get on there, and because I would like to become a ganjier too. What I'm gonna do with it, I don't know, but I would like to become a ganjier. I just like to smoke some weed with them people.
Oh, me too.
Yeah,
It's what
Vice did an
I've dreamt
interesting
about all my
piece.
life.
Vice did an interesting piece on Swami that's pretty entertaining that you should watch at some point. But I don't know, like honestly, well, later, Brendan.
You guys.
Hey, buddy, have a good evening, man.
You too, man.
Ganjier now is partnered with Curaleaf, who's the largest funder of anti-home grow, anti-craft grown, anti-small producer cannabis bills. So
Jesus
them,
Christ.
right? Like vote with your
Hey,
dollars.
could somebody bring up the term? Could somebody bring up the term the community? I love hearing that. So I can burst into laughter.
No, but when they're actively trying to basically attack the little bit that's left of the industry, like fuck that shit. That's a red line in the sand.
That is a red line in the sand, dude. If you're actively supporting the against the home grow, you think that the local, like the soil companies like Royal Gold and even Fox Farm, if you know any of those people, and I understand. Look, that you think they would be for home grows. How much do home grows buy comparative to? And they're usually paying full price too. They're not getting deal.
Yeah, so Curaleaf Grassroots brand and Ganjier announced first of its kind cannabis education partnership. So they're training all of their workers and have a financial fucking partnership now through their holdings company.
Doesn't that make you feel warm and fuzzy?
Oh, it just makes me feel so warm and fuzzy.
Yeah.
Well, just be
It's
mindful.
probably why Kevin Jodry booked out of there, sold his shit, and got the fuck out.
I think the other reason why he did that is some of the other revelations that came out regarding some of his previous employment with Phyllis and stuff. But
hey, you're right. My favorite. That's
Good old
the kind of
Foley
stuff
Hall.
I like. Yeah. I'm gonna register my weed with you to do what? You know, who are you? Why would I give you money? You know? Jesus Christ.
Register your weed. It's not like
Yeah.
we're gonna be able to be it's grown anymore.
I didn't know. I didn't know until the Vice thing that Swami is just some white guy that moved to Cali and changed his name. I didn't realize.
Yeah. How can you be a right? Are we talking?
Well,
Oh, Swami.
my
Sorry,
understanding, from listening to somebody that actually knew him and
He's a nice guy.
kind of kind of like knew him and knew where he'd been. Like he went to India and stayed there for lived there for a long time, I guess. And he's got a college education. I guess I think it's an English degree and stuff or something like that. Or a language degree. He speaks a bunch of different languages. My impression.
What's he selling?
My impression. Well, okay. My impression of him.
Yeah.
And I honestly would not be surprised if he kicked his feet up, turned on Sunday morning football, and was drinking a Budweiser, and smoking a cigarette. I would not be surprised of that. Okay, that would not surprise me at all. You know what I mean? So I think the dude, he has a product to sell, and I think he has his shtick, and that's his shtick. If people want to take him for that, then that's what they could take him for. But I think that's what his thing is. He's all into that character or that persona. Is that better? Persona? Word for it?
Aura. How about aura? That sounds more cosmic.
Yeah. That aura, that type, that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it wouldn't surprise me if he took down his hair, if you know what I mean. If he went like this and threw his hair off and onto the thing and fucking unstripped down, and he's got he's got the slides, the Adidas slides, and he's got some Adidas sweatpants, and he's got some type of Adidas. He's a hooligan or something. He's got Manchester United gear on and stuff, and watching a soccer game and everything. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh no, I think he's totally convinced himself on his own shtick. I think it's something now. He thinks that's who he is.
Maybe I should become Swami Gnarly Nug.
But from watching the Emerald Cup, okay, and then going to the Emerald Cup.
Ooh, oh boy.
So watching I watched the last one before this one that I went to, the award ceremony. So watching the last Emerald Cup, that one was way better than the one they had now. The one they had now, and I feel bad because it's not the way I don't think it's the way the owner of the Emerald Cup wanted it to happen. But it was all hype. Like every time there's a DJ that cut in, it was like, burn, 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 burn. And it was like, oh yeah, shout out to whatever, this and that. And I was all like, oh hell no. Are you serious? We went all the way from fucking from Swami and his wife and everything to fucking I was all like, whoa, did not see that coming. It was ridiculous because nobody was on the dance floor. They were like having like at the end of the thing, they had like a dance floor. Are you kidding me? You think there's gonna be a bunch of stoners that are gonna be out on the dance floor? Really? Everybody was a bunch of wallflowers. Everybody was up against the wall. Nobody, mind you, nobody could smoke. So nobody could go smoke in there and enjoy it. If you were smoke inside the venue place, they would chase you out, tell you gotta go smoke outside. So everybody was outside and shit. What should have happened, what they should have done, is got some local comedy acts, fucking had some comedy acts on the stage, had the chairs still set out there like that, and had some comedy and did some shit like that. It was just an embarrassment altogether. It was. I just felt, I was like, what the fuck? And where the fuck am I? Like from seeing, like literally just watching the last ones and then going to that one because I wanted to see, because I didn't know this was gonna happen.
Yeah,
I thought Swami and
my vision of what of what it would be like would be the like the Dragonfly Earth teepee kind of deal.
Yeah. I always wanted to
It's
ask
horrible.
that. Well, they give poor advice like circle Uranus, look for Klingons, things like that.
Yeah. But hey, they were infinitely more entertaining than watching what I was watching, the horror of the Emerald Cup, and I was like, oh dude, what is going on? This is ridiculous.
Now, when you say cup, are we talking like the cup the young boys in high school wear in PE?
Yeah, exactly. Might as well. They were. I don't know what they were giving. See, there wasn't any cups at all. So that's another thing. There wasn't any cups. It was like a kind of like a weird award looking thing, and then they were also giving away. What are the ones that they were sponsored by? One of the vaporizers. It was a vape thing.
All right.
Yeah. It was some type of vaporizer thing too. Some dab rig and shit.
Well, at least it wasn't a dildo company. I mean,
exactly, right? So
here's your rubber dick.
At least I know it was fucking, I guess.
Yeah, it was horrible, dude. I felt bad for that guy and then he said, because I asked the question and I got the answer that I was looking for. And he went into debt. And that promoter screwed everything up and he didn't want all that stuff, supposedly. Like they spent way more money out of budget and everything.
So what does it cost to get in this nightmare?
Oh, well, there was no cost.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, it was more of everybody going. That is more of.
If they're getting you on something else, you're paying some other way.
Yeah. No, you go through the door because you're either there because you're at the award ceremony. Either A, you're there because you're getting an award or something like that. So there was no cost to get in.
Well, I just want to go for my TikTok channel. That's all.
Yeah, well then you can. You can.
I'm
serious. Coot, whether you believe it or not, you would be able to go in and they would fucking open arms, welcome you up in there.
Maybe I'll learn how to dance K-pop and put on.
I don't think it's gonna be like that next year. I don't think that it'd be like that next year at all.
Oh, that breaks my heart,
sure.
man. Golly.
Yeah, no, it was crazy.
So how much does it cost to become a gangier, whatever it's called?
I believe it's $3,500. 3,500. Yeah, $100. Yeah, something like that.
3,500, yeah. And they've
Okay.
failed people. That's the best part. They've failed people and told them, fuck you, come back and pay us again.
Yeah, here.
Yeah, talk
Do the
about a
side-
fucking
do the
racket.
sidearm. Do the sidearm shuffle.
Did you get a student loan?
I
Yeah.
actually think I know somebody that was it supposedly left and was supposed to come back or something like that. I don't
Oh
know.
my God.
So yeah, I feel bad if that's the case and everything. That's why I'd want to do it for free.
I've never kissed anybody's ass in all my life. I don't see any
Oh,
reason to start
dude.
now.
Yeah. Oh no.
Well,
Well,
I
please.
what are they
Take
going to
my-
teach any of us if we took the course? I'm going to be honest here. What are they really going to teach any of us
Yeah.
that isn't available on the internet for free?
Right, probably. Yeah, get a
I
good
think it's
search
more you're
engine,
paying for
you know.
opinions.
Oh, good.
I think it's more
Yeah.
like a college. You're paying for the piece of paper so that, and a lot of
Yeah,
it,
paying for
it's
the
like the
opinions
Amsterdam
yeah.
stuff. It's these people in East Coast states that think that it's going to give them a way to get a
See,
job easier,
When
basically.
I was going back to school, I had two choices. On the one hand was Amsterdam U, a stellar institution, unparalleled academic. And then on the other,
Almost
the
Ivy
other-
League.
Yeah, Ed Rosenthal's over there.
are you right?
Amsterdam.
And Kyle Cushman. At one time. Anyway, and then the other side was What's the Matter You? From the Dr. Poindexter and Rocky show, cartoon show. Big decisions. What's the Matter You or Amsterdam U? I mean, what do you do when you get this ganja after you pay your $3,500, you get your little sheepskin? So now, what does that open the door to?
That lets you take their course, and then
You get
they
a
have
free baggie.
weekends you can sign up to so that you can pay to fly out to California
Yeah.
and stay at a hotel nearby while you do their in-person portion of the class that you might fail and then have to pay to do again. Because that
It's not
makes
in
sense.
Garberville. Please tell me it's not in Garberville.
Oh yeah, it's in Garberville.
Oh, fuck.
You get to
I
stay
would-
at the wonderful Benbow Inn, which is a nice hotel.
Make
I
sure
do
you
like
bring
that.
your lipstick. You want to get pretty, be pretty while you get fucked.
I'm not. I'm staying at my friend's house. That's up there.
I thought I
Hey
could
Phil,
do
I'm
this.
coming. Hey
I thought I
Phil,
could do
I'm
this
coming.
over the phone or something. Yeah. Maybe we could do it. Maybe they got an Apple computer. We can do FaceTime. So, but nah, I don't want to go to Garberville again ever.
Oh,
Um,
Benbow's nice. There's some
No,
cool
no, no,
people
no. I would have to say, if
Man, there's
you
cool
want,
people everywhere.
well, if you want to go camping,
It might be
you
loud,
want a
but-
beautiful place to go camping. Just make sure you bring all your fuel, all your food, everything you're possibly going to need. Like you're going into the outback wilderness where there's nothing nowhere. This
Like cell
take it
phone
like
service.
that. Yes, take it like that and go straight to your campground, which is the best one there because I've lived there. Is Hidden Springs. Go to that campground, enjoy yourself. Go over to the South Fork of the Ill River, swim naked if you want. It don't matter. Nobody's gonna be out there. The river is fucking crystal clear,
Once-
runs super slow, and nice temperature. So
Once Chris gets
go
in the
over there.
river naked, everyone leaves. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Yes, so that's why it was always empty when I got in there naked. And if you ain't never swam naked, you ain't swam. Let me tell you,
Oh,
swimming
it's the best.
naked is awesome. It is so awesome. It's like I can. It is like you never swam before. Literally, like you've never swam before. When
Okay.
you like, I'm serious. When you feel the water going over you, it's
Did
like
you ever,
like you've
when
you've
you were
never
a
swam
young
before.
man,
It's like
yeah, when you were a young man, did you ever watch reruns of Flipper?
I've watched Flipper before as a
Okay,
kid.
that's what I was thinking. So yeah.
Flipper was the Lassie version. They're
Yeah,
both
right.
they're
Yeah.
like, what's going on, Flipper? Did Timmy fall down in a well? Oh wait, that you're not. Oh wait, the Lassie. I mean Flipper. I mean Lassie. Yeah.
Then
So,
you
yeah,
had like
I
on the Leave It to Beaver show, the wife asking
oh
the
yeah.
husband, "Ward, weren't you a little hard on the beaver last night?" So yeah.
Oh yeah,
Find
I
that
was.
soundbite. I find that soundbite. That's totally out there. I need that for my soundboard.
I couldn't go to something like the Emerald Cup because I couldn't take
Oh, dude.
the exhibitors half as serious as they take themselves. So yeah.
Oh, dude, you fucking if you went to the Emerald Cup, I swear to God, like seriously, Pone, back me up on this. People would be surrounding him and shit, and be fucking talking to him. He would be like a rock star there. Everybody be talking to him. Everybody
But
be talking to you.
I ain't got no dank.
They'd be giving you fucking weed. They'd be like, "Here, take my weed. I grew this using your mix. Here,
Yeah.
take my weed."
Oh, speaking of which, this guy goes by the name Cushmaster on a Discord board that Steve's been at. He sends me a link to a page in Australia, a company selling the Coots mixed soil. I couldn't believe it. Probably has real kangaroo poop in it, something, a hoppity or a wallaby. But Jeremy's build a soil. He's got like an exact copy of it in New Zealand and there's one in South Africa. So even down to the products.
So, hey, can I ask you a question? I know this is really stupid. What are you smoking on?
Oh, just my stuff. No big deal.
The one?
Yeah.
Okay. I knew it was a stupid question. I know. I figured I'd just ask. I figured I'd just ask. I can't wait to smoke it.
Somebody that gave me one of their buds. I told him that it tasted like Ivory dish soap, which was accurate. And he got a big smile. He says, "Well, it's supposed to. That means it's good." Oh.
I thought that meant you had spider mites, but wait.
Yeah. Well, you soak it in Ivory dish soap to get the flavor out.
The determinator.
I love that picture. Hey, that baby's hung. I'll tell you what.
Well, you
I'm
heard that
jealous, kind of.
the baby in
That
that
baby's
picture,
got to be like what, 45 years old now?
Yeah, he's sued, right? He's sued Nirvana.
Right. Yeah. I think it was dismissed. But
Well,
yeah.
did he get some money? I mean, but like honestly, it's his parents fucking shit. He should have been fucking suing, but
Oh, there he is.
Yeah, there he is.
Yeah.
He's like, dude, my wang's out there. Everybody knows my wang.
legendary.
Fucking legend.
Fucking legend.
Yes.
Yeah, the Northwest grunge scene was pretty cool. I mean, it was really like in your face. So Portland was, and Portland and Seattle have a lot of clubs that's where that genre of acts performed on a regular basis. Cobain was down here a lot in Portland. Because Aberdeen, where he grew up, wasn't all that far. So.
Yeah, he was the whole reason why I fucking wore fucking flannels and shit.
Oh yeah, right. That's a
Yeah.
costume, not a. I wouldn't call it costume, but a uniform here in the Northwest is
Yeah.
Pendleton or a cotton flannel shirts in the
Yeah.
wintertime or fall.
Yeah. And he was the whole reason why I wore that shit. And fucking when I found out he fucking killed himself, allegedly.
You mean when Courtney shot him twice in the head?
I don't know what happened. I swear to you, if I found out that was true, I would kiss her on her lips and everything, and fucking for her admitting that, because I really can't listen to his music since, really. You know what I mean? If I'd known that she shot him and stuff, and known that's what it was for sure, then I'd be able to listen to his music better. But knowing that if he fucking took that way out, I don't know, man. I think having a kid and shit and leaving the kid with fucking Courtney.
Yeah, what?
Yeah, I
Again,
don't know.
no sane human being would ever leave a child alone in the same room as Courtney Love. But she was in court for this last year. Like, this has been an ongoing thing. Her ex-son-in-law claimed that she killed him.
Man, I swear to God, I like.
She's been a mess for the right amount of time too. Like she wasn't such a train wreck, and then she became a much bigger train wreck right after. So, I don't know. It's very possible.
I would love for that to be true. If I found that was true, that'd be awesome. Because that would, yeah, that, as you guys know, like you guys are around my age and shit, and how influential that band was to us. And to know that he took that way out, yeah.
Well, the FBI in May of 2021 ruled it a homicide. So again, it's not. A lot of people are like, "Oh no, this has been settled." No, it hasn't been settled. Not seen the court cases that are still going on.
Well, that'd be awesome. I'd be happy as hell if we could find out that's true. That'd be so awesome.
She may that could very well be a deathbed confession.
Courtney Love killed David Epstein.
Jeffrey, but yeah,
It all makes sense now.
it makes complete sense.
Yeah, he should have died probably before that. I can't believe he even made it to the jail. It's crazy.
He held too many receipts, right? So
yeah,
I've still wondered if he wasn't actually just a
He was Mossad.
He 100% he was 100% he was. But I've wondered if he wasn't actually second command, and if Maxwell wasn't actually his handler. Because her father was a spy too, and been alleged that her three sisters that are all fucking involved in like technology are all spies. But that's all hearsay, obviously. That whole thing's a weird situation.
Coot, did you make any beans from your new awesome looking Pacalolo?
They're in production right now,
Nice.
several thousand. Jeremy's gonna handle
You
the
should
sales for
you
me.
should you should have people write like insults or something to you, and the best ones get seeds.
Yeah.
The best insults
Which-
about a cow mouth.
I was thinking about naming it CPR for Coot's Private Reserve. And
Well, hold on.
make it simple.
There's an awesome, I gotta show you this. Where is it? There's an awesome company that does soups that I found the other day.
Or Canadian butt hairs. Yeah, there you go.
One second, I'll find it. Here it is. These are fucking great. So this company does like soups and shit. Oh no,
Mhm.
that's not it. But it's like go the fuck to sleep tea for the sleepy one. Yeah, here you go. So this is like you're sick one. So sorry to hear you're such a pussy. You're sick, boo fucking. Put your bitch in. Sorry, you don't feel good.
I love it.
But they have like a bunch of awesome shit. But it'd be fun to do like a weed line like this, or
Yeah. Yeah.
they have like go the fuck to sleep.
Zen as
the
fuck.
fuck
That's
over.
funny. That's funny. Zen
Like
as
the
fuck.
fuck up.
Yeah.
Smart ass, try fucking harder. Zen is
What's the
fuck.
name of this place?
It's like some
Oh,
little, it's
fair.
just modest mixes. It's just a small company, and
Okay.
it's a
Yeah.
woman-owned
Wow.
company in Nevada, Sparks, Nevada.
Right outside Reno. Yeah.
But yeah, I've been doing sourcing for the store we're about to open, and I was just looking at cool stuff to carry in the store, and this is
Oh,
one of the
this.
cool
Yeah.
things.
This. Wow. This would fit in perfectly.
Oh
Some of
yeah,
these are funnier than hell. Woke as fuck. Send
you're
send
fucking
that to the
awesome.
Santa. Yeah, down in Florida.
Chill the fuck
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, these are funny. God Almighty.
But yeah, it'd be fun to do like a weed line, like a weed strains that are just like this. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What a great idea. Etsy's really good for things like that. Cottage industry type products. Small businesses.
Oh yeah, the other website, find it on my spreadsheet here, because I've been doing nothing but like sourcing shit for the last couple weeks.
Right.
If you're ever trying to like flavor anything, this is the website for sure. I'll show you. This website has like a bajillion things. So they have like instant drinks, regular drinks, all
Oh
types of
wow.
baking ingredients,
Yeah.
gluten-free, dairy-free, organic, like every kind of flavoring you could ever think of. They have like rum, like we have a really awesome sugar-free, dairy-free, gluten-free rum, instant rum and coke, but it's weed instead of alcohol. And you just put it in
Huh.
seltzer water and like other really cool shit that we'll be coming out with. But yeah, they have just an immense like there's like 180 pages of flavorings and every kind of
Wow.
thing, syrups and dry powders, you know, anything you can think of and any variation you can think of.
Could you put enter the word kefir, water kefir, in the search engine and see if that comes up?
I don't know if they do water keeper. Oops. No,
Huh.
this is just flavorings.
That
But
would be
if you
perfect because there's your carbonated water, and then add this what they call second ferment. You make your water mix in a carbohydrate, usually sugar or honey, whatever you want to use, and then you put in the SCOBY, and then it ferments, and then you strain out the grains for another batch. And now you can add fruit and do what's called a second ferment, and that's how you flavor it. So these types of flavor agents, some of them, maybe not all, but might be a good option for some people.
Nice. Yeah, we're gonna have a bunch of coffees, dairy-free coffee creamers, and hot cocos, a bunch of cool stuff that we'll have available.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like a weed bar. It was a regular bar, but now it's gonna be a weed bar with all different infused things. It's pretty
Do you
cool.
have an old-fashioned jukebox?
No, not at the
No,
moment.
that's too bad. That's too bad.
The lady I work with, she's got does all really cool woodwork. So there's like a 18-foot long table that's one piece of wood that's polished. Is
yeah.
old walnut, English walnut, and then the bar is another piece from that same log. It's really neat.
Yeah,
we'll
some pretty
do an event
country
there.
back there.
We'll do an event there here once we get open with some cool people, maybe Chris Trump and some other awesome people out there. So it'll be fun.
Yeah, it's a real pretty country. I lived in Kentucky for a couple of years, Western Kentucky, near the confluence of the Ohio Mississippi rivers. Like,
Nice.
we went down to Nashville quite often. It was a short ride down. I don't know, 41 US 41. There was no freeway then. So it was still the old highway that blues singers took to get up to Chicago.
Nice. Yeah, there's a really cool, not super far from us, it's a neat guy that does carnivorous plants and stuff. So I want to check that out too.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Those are interesting. There's quite a variety, not just the Venus flytrap, but
Oh yeah, they're all interesting.
Yeah,
They're all
pitcher plants,
beautiful
awesome.
too. Yeah, I
yeah.
would like to. Oh, dude, what I real talk, and I'm not trying to fucking pander to you, Potent. But I've always wanted one of those cool fucking hydroponic tanks that are like a aquarium and shit with all the cool plants in there and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a perfect, like, not so much
Paludarium?
censored.
A
Yeah,
paludarium.
yeah, exactly. That I would love one of those. I've always wanted one of those, and not, I don't want it to be like centered around the fish that are in there. The fish are secondary or tertiary to the tank. Yeah, I seen those and I was like, man, those are awesome. I'd rather have that than a bunch of fish in a tank. They have a bunch of cool plants in
So
the
if you
tank, like
ever,
a
if you're really into that kind of stuff, there's a really good YouTube channel to follow. That's how I got into aquaponics originally. The Sherpa Design, this guy has like probably the best YouTube channel for that. He has
oh,
really great
dude.
how-tos for making like fake or stylized stuff. But so
That's exactly
guy-
what I'm talking about, like that type of thing.
so this guy does like all kinds of crazy big ones.
That's, dude,
So this is a 600
that's
gallon.
sick.
There we go. Yeah. But if you're into that, like, so that he's the best guy for terrariums that I'm aware of. But if you're into
The water terrariums.
the really cool planted aquariums, no one else comes close to Takeshi Amano. It's not even close. Hold on, let me pull up like a good picture of. Yeah, so this is the kind of shit that like this guy does. So he's like the Jedi master, or he's dead now, but he was kind of the Jedi master of planted aquariums.
Oh, this is exactly what the fuck I'm talking about right here. This is exactly what I am talking about right here.
So he has a whole
This-
aquarium that's one giant. It's fucking
Holy
huge,
shit.
like that kind of stuff. Just I love that stuff.
Dude, what the fuck?
Yeah, so they have like competitions to do these too, all over. But yeah, Takeshi Amano, he's kind of the guy that really set the standard for this type of stuff.
Dude, hell yeah, dude. That's awesome. We lost Coot.
Oh, we love you.
Okay,
You get going in the morning. You come early. Thanks for the great show. Best for the call. Love that
Hell
guy.
yeah, dude. That was awesome, man.
Love that
I
guy.
love-
yeah, there's a where is it? He has a famous fish tank. The last fish tank he built. Where is it? Where he built the house around the fish tank. Where is it? No, that's not it. Is it this one? No. One of them, he built an entire home around the big ass fish tank. Like he built the fish tank first and then built the house around it because he's
That's
fucking crazy.
crazy. That's crazy.
I can't find the video now. But if you look him up online, he's
You can build such
nothing
you
comes
can build
close
such
to
a big
it.
tank though too. Building it that way would think I'd like probably only put glass on two sides.
Well, there's an art to build it. So I've built huge glass tanks and acrylic tanks back in Pennsylvania when I used to work doing that as a job. There's a whole art form to it. It's not easy.
I imagine what it was, especially when you get to higher volume.
Once you get to a certain
Calculation.
size, you have to have a welded frame and all. You know, there's no way around it. There's something else I was trying to show you guys. Oh, if you're also into where is it? Red Fern Expeditions. Here it is. Red Fern Expeditions. That's it. So if you're into pitcher plants and orchids and you want to go collect wild ones or with people that have permits and all, this guy is a guy you can do it with. But he also has really dope documentaries like deep into the jungles of Southeast Asia, collecting wild type plants. He has a couple of like multi-hour documentaries about treks for specific species and orchids. He also has incredible volume, so he documents everything. Oh, fucking ads. Sorry guys, I gotta put the ad blockers on this browser. But he has crazy orchid volumes, the stuff that he's documented as well, book wise and picture plant wise, that are super amazing for references and stuff like that. So definitely
Holy
check
shit.
them out. Yeah, like you ever see orchids that?
Those are
Like that?
fucking crazy. Whoa.
Yeah, so when you get hardcore into the plant world, like some dudes that kind of get into pretty quickly. They also like he has like a couple videos of him discovering new
Look
species
at
of
those.
Nepenthes and things
I
like
like
that.
those right there. Oh, that one right there. Those I those carnivorous plants are sick as hell, dude. Like those ones right there that you scroll across. Those ones are
Yeah,
sick.
they tons of cool stuff on animals and plants, mostly about exotic pitcher plants and orchids. But another cool guy, if
Yeah.
you're gonna check it out, both for his books and for some of his other cool stuff. Really neat
Dude,
content too.
those death orchids or the whatever those ones right there, that death plant, the one that smells like death.
Mhm.
That's crazy.
Corpse flowers. I've seen a couple of those now.
Yeah.
And then obviously, if you don't know about Joey Stallone, Crime Pays, but Botany does it. Probably
Yeah,
the
that's
single.
fucking that's
Mhm.
one of my favorites. I can watch him for hours.
Yeah. You just want like an Italian guy from South Chicago screaming
And
at you
she's
about
pretty
plants.
humorous. His videos are fucking pretty humorous. He's cracking jokes the whole time. It's like,
Yeah. And then
And he
also
knows his
goes
shit.
like visits all kinds of cool, botanical gardens and herbariums. Gets access to all kinds of cool stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah. How to use the flora to figure out what you're looking at. Nice. Right? Like it's kind of more of like almost like an Andrew Dice Clay and David Attenborough got together and had a baby. That's kind of
Nice.
like what his content's like.
Nice. Speaking of Andrew Dice Clay, you see that little reel that he did of him walking around the city?
It didn't.
no, get it down.
Yeah, he's getting old, dude. That makes me feel old.
Right? Fucking Smash Mouth guy died this week.
I
That
know,
sucks.
dude. That's fucking crazy. I seen him. I
Bob
seen
Barker,
Smash
man.
Mouth.
Priceless, bro.
He did
99
get
without
so
rolling
drunk
over.
that he did get so drunk that he got booed off stage at fucking Sturgis though. So that's pretty bad.
Yeah.
That's pretty
Come on,
drunk.
man. I know that's pretty goddamn drunk. You gotta be fucking pretty
It's
shit faced.
Sturgis. It's
Yeah,
Sturgis.
That's what I'm
Sturgis is
saying.
pretty hard to get booed off the
No,
stage.
no, it's Sturgis.
Oh.
Find some cocaine like a real musician and then get your
Yeah.
fucking head together.
Power
and then
through
go-
it. Power
Yeah,
through it.
exactly.
Power
Get on the
through
wave.
it.
Know your fans. Get
Listen,
on the wavelength of your fans.
Listen, if Afro Man can do it, they can do it. I've been to not one but two separate shows where Afro Man has got too fucked up before the show and had been revived with cocaine to get on stage.
I expect no less.
Yeah, dude, that's crazy. Oh man, I can't believe that people are no, I mean, come on. Yeah.
What are you smoking on, Chris? You never told us what you're smoking on.
Oh, I was smoking on some stuff I grew last year. It was the straw nana papaya into Dr. Hoffman from Nerds Genetics.
Good.
It's very papaya forward. Very, very papaya forward. Okay, so like it's still to this day smells like this is last year's outdoor grow, harvested at the beginning of October. So this still smells as good as it went in the jar. Still smells that good. I was also smoking on something else too. Where was it at? I think it was from Farmers and the Felons. Farmers and the Felons. A little bit of dab that was left that I had from the Emerald Cup or the whatever the ball or whatever the ceremony one was.
All I know is what I learned tonight is Coot carts. I'm buying them as soon as they're on the market.
Seriously, right? am I right or am I wrong? Would he not have an entourage around him and stuff if he went to the Emerald Cup or the Emerald Ball or whatever the fuck it is? Don't you think he would have so many people around him?
100%.
We need a padded Superman suit like Eminem had in that one music video, where it's like giant fake muscles, and then a giant C on his thing for CC for Captain CalMag, and then he just goes around to all the different vendors and just insults their product and tells them they suck. And we just follow him around with a camera crew. Dude, that'd be fucking perfect.
It would really just it writes itself.
I would give my left
People would be
finger
following
fucking
him
see that happen.
around, period. They would be watching that. He would have it'd be like, you know, when Tiger Woods is rolling through the golf course, how the whole crowd moves with Tiger Woods and shit.
We should do like a public crowdfund to fund the thing, and then what we'll do is we'll set it up and do like a pay-per-view thing, and then pick a charity. Like maybe we can find like a cannabis fire relief thing or something, and then just have all the funds go to that. So like that would be funny as fuck. Like that'd be a cool way to like help people.
Yeah, that would be. That would be.
But make it like $12 to watch it for the weekend, and then you know give it all to one of the fire relief funds or whatever. That'd be great.
There you go. Oh yeah. I think they would. I think the guy. I can't remember his name. I'm bad with names. I'm sorry. Everybody probably knows who his name is and shit. The guy that does the Emerald Cup.
Tim
Blake.
Tim Blake, yes.
Okay. So yeah, that guy. When I met him, he's nice as hell and everything. And
this is
but
still one of the best memes we've done on the show, though. Shout out to Josh.
Bro.
Cookies, bro.
I totally fell out.
Hey, so if we're talking about Josh, I was smoking some of his gear earlier. The GG4 G13 Larry Chimes, which I think the Larry Chimes in it shines through big time. That is another cultivar that I grew last year that tastes as good as it did when it went to the jar. I've never grown cherry limes or the cherry lime reserve, so I don't know how the cherry lime reserve tastes, as in like that. So I don't know what the other two brought into that one, but it was pretty good. It's one of those sesquiterpenes that stays with it through the whole joint. It was one of my favorites of last year. It was heavy yielder and everything. So yeah, good stuff.
Just Beans says Coot's cards. They're the only one. Fucking shit pretty much markets fucking self.
Yeah.
Thought I had some of the other food memes on here. I guess I don't.
Well, what do you think, boys? Figure you ready to call her?
Yeah, it's getting about that time, I think.
I think so. Fucking great show, though.
Yeah, it was a fun show. We had a good mix.
Yeah, really good.
It's like one of our old shows. It's good.
Yeah, exactly. That's the drama.
All right. Well, Chris, how do people find you?
Oh, I have a show on my channel now because I have been
I am by myself now on my channel. So I still do my show, the Grow Show. I condensed it down to 2.5 hours instead of 5 hours, because I need to get stuff done in the morning. Well, because it's, you know, it's this time of year and stuff. So, so now I'm on my channel doing my show. So it's Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Guerrero Grows. It's on YouTube. I know most of the people on here, so I'm pandering to the everybody knows. That's where I'm at in the morning. You guys are all welcome to come on to my show too. So
I'm just usually working when you're on. I've listened to it before, but I'm usually busy now those times, unfortunately.
yeah. I'm glad you're back, dude.
For a
Yeah,
bit.
I get worried.
For the time.
I get worried about people over there and stuff. And a lot of shit that you've told me and shit is true. You know what I'm saying? So just I just let me know that yeah, a lot of shit you've talked about is true. So
Yeah.
so I'll just say that. And there's a lot of hate in this community, and as you've seen in the audience, there's a hater up in there tonight that's hating on me.
There was? I missed that earlier.
I
Yeah,
missed
I
them
haven't
telling
been
us
into
that.
it tonight.
somebody wants me to change my show and shit, and they're mad that I don't want to change my show, and yeah. Now he's hating and everything. He yelled. He threw his temper tantrums and stuff, and it's like, dude, just leave me alone, dude. Leave me the hell alone. Leave me alone, dude. Don't talk to me no more. If you're gonna bring negativity towards me, stop talking to me.
Yeah. Feel you.
Right on, Colton. What's the best way
Wanted
we can
to-
get a hold of you?
It's weird. It's weird.
I was
You
gonna
said what you
say,
had to say.
shout out to Wes for putting the show on every week. I know I've been a little bit busy the last couple of weeks. Thanks, Wes, for putting the show on and keeping the show together.
My pleasure. I enjoy hanging out with all these cool people and everybody in chat. So my pleasure.
You guys can find me at Poem Phonics, SoundCloud, YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, all the things. Wes, where can people find you?
Find me obviously here and over on Instagram, and I also like to hang out on growing issues from time to time. Check it out. Get a few art or
Cool. All right. Thanks, everybody.
see.
Peace. And we're
I got it. Yeah. You're off.